be such a factor for them. I mean, you're obviously going to put that pressure on yourself as a player playing under G2. You know that's expected of you.
I mean, there's no pressure in this match outside of the typical pressure of wanting to win.
Exactly.
Again, right? There's nothing additional here. So
I think that's just psyching yourself up.
Yeah, it's a cool line for Tapson, but it is very much like not actually applicable inside the server. Either way, we're going to find it all out right now. What kind of level Big is going to bring to the table on this home map that they've started to develop. Cash, 3 straight wins on it. Now testing themselves up against G2 here at the Esports World Cup. G2, it's their first game on this new version of Cash as it's re-entered the pool, and we're live into the pistol.
Yes, and the winner, as Mike was saying, goes into the round of 16 playoffs. Underway, Hunt through to play in middle. Flash is coming over and going to force him away from the Sugar Cube. We'll have JDC moving up towards the vents. Long range fight for HeavyGod. He's under a lot of pressure here, having to backtrack towards headshot. So many targets about to arrive on his screen, but HeavyGod handles the first, goes back in for a second on deploy map, who's inside of the checkers. Grix coming up next, and HeavyGod forced into the open because of the utility. Hunter's still here. He's made the rotation into the smoke. No, it's not too far away from him to try and play alongside of him from within the site.
I don't think he's going to want to wait for the fade either. He was waiting to get some contact from his teammate Nerds and play off that contact, but when it doesn't come, Big starts backing away. So happy with the amount of pressure they applied to the B bomb site without actually committing, and now spreading around the map and making this G2 defense work for the information.
Yeah, pressure's going to come on to Wrinkle here on this A site. He's the solo player. It's a tough angle as well. He's got the dual Berettas out, goes for the early fight, separates him into 1v1s and does well to get the one. Couldn't quite get the second, but he's got the early warning. Mattis tries to come over, can't do anything about it, and Grix is just rattling off shots with his Glock. Tabson's come into play with him, and it's just Nerds at 1v3. Now, Tabson said the last time they played, Nerds had a life game, and he's hoping that it doesn't happen again today. We'll see if Nerds can start things with a bang. A 1v3 would be special, but no kit on his back. They know exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah, he's going to have to find this really, really quick as well. Moving in now. Favin behind the forklifts. In front of the bomb site, spotted from main, and that's going to trigger all the peaks. Tabson takes the final kill. Lovely round from Big, encountering that resistance at the B bomb site, not trying to break through the brick wall and finding a new avenue of attack. As they're adjusting around the map, the player for G2 who can get the most intel is Mattis, but he'd been gushed earlier on in the round, so he never wants to peek middle. If he ever takes like a jiggle and gets that information, they can maybe set something up, but because of the HP, he's held back, and Big gets started on the right foot. Good pistol rounds.
We were talking about the saw factor and preparing for this game against Big, and one of the things that is a weakness or maybe can work as a disadvantage when you're one of the only teams playing Cash is that people are going to look at your VOD. You have material to look at, review, or is G2 have nothing for Big to look at. So I would be interested to see how deep Big's playbook on this map goes. Like if G2 counter something, if they counter their game plan, like how can they find the solutions? Is there any depth to this Big squad?
Well, yeah, you'd imagine there would be with some of the runs they've had, and if you're picking it and you're starting to make it a home map for you, you've got a ton of confidence in what you've prepared. So yeah, it's that, and it's how long is that going to last? As you mentioned, with Cash being new in the pool and everyone wanting to pick it up, going to be a lot of people looking around, and what you have that's working now can fade away and disappear and be kind of useless just a week or two away, just an event or two off. Tech pause here after the pistol, so we're gonna let the stage get that fixed up. The admin's at work, and then we'll get back into the action.
Yeah, good to get them out early. So the later stages of the game. This is the second game on the B stream today. The first one was rather one-sided, with Gamer Legion taking the win.
Yeah, it's a classic, right? The GG How upset over Spirit yesterday to show up and get kind of blown out by Gamer Legion today, and you're kind of like, oh man, what was it all for?
Yeah, it was. It's confusing. We're not seeing Spirit play that well either in their other series. So
no, they look
coming
shaky.
in very slow.
I had that same thought watching them struggle against Luminosity earlier. I was like, we casted Luminosity yesterday.
They did not look good.
They didn't impress at all. This is weird.
Yeah, very weird indeed. The other game here on the B stream after this one will be Legacy versus FaZe. I actually think that's going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, it might be the game of the day, to be quite frank with you. That one's absolutely fire. Going to be action-packed. Over on the A stream, Aurora M80, and then Falcons Astralis to end things over on the A stream here at the Esports World Cup. So plenty of Counter-Strike left today, plenty of Counter-Strike left throughout the event. Tech issues are resolved, and we are back live into the action. Round 2. That's a full investment for G2 after the pistol round loss. 5.7s, Deagle, and MP9s.
Yeah, not too bad at all. It can definitely be a deadly round here for G2. Going to start with 3 players in middle. We'll have Mattis, whose role is just look up the highway back into the A site to spot any contact, any utility being thrown in. I think yesterday I got to see Cash sort of play in a very similar way to how it was played back in the day, Jason. I feel like we're seeing a lot of the same moves, maybe a little bit more wall bangs coming through.
Well, you kind of brought up the Legacy kind of beating up on NIP yesterday on Cash. I mean, I think stylistically this is a map that's going to be very good for... Oh my god.
Well, that's nice. It's a good start.
That's a really nice start. And Big has been a very slow opening, so they don't really have a whole lot of ground elsewhere. Good find on the aggressive reverse boost.
Yeah, Hunter pulling the timing in that boost pretty early.
I'll get back to that point about Legacy really quick, just because of how aggressive they are. And it'll be fun to watch these two teams and how aggressively they take bomb sites, because Legacy was pushing players through smokes, through their own execute to attack the rotation at these bomb sites. I don't think we're going to see that same style out of Big. They're going to be more head-on confrontational with the defense.
Okay, Wrinkle is showing up with the Deagle. Second shot is good against JDC. 2v3, 34 seconds left on the clock. That bomb is going to be planted right now. Matt is coming through A main. They're trying to keep attention, keep eyes drawn towards him. It's worked out very well. Now Mattis can make his move. Pressure on Grix here towards the forklift. His teammate's been spotted. Grix in a tough angle, having to fight on two fronts. He can't do it, so Tabson's left alone. 1v3, he's toppled over as well. A massive round here from G2. Starts with an Deagle shots out of Wrinkle, finished off by a 3K from Nerds, and that is a devastating blow early for Big.
Yeah, those are some nasty shots from Wrinkle to set them up for that kind of a win, but the real pain is Favin. I think in the 3-on-3, that's still very recoverable for Big. Favin getting caught out in the open. Once you lose that player, it's just one less resource you have to watch a choke point. So it puts the player in forklift at an impossible scenario, and then it all collapses from there. Really nice retake off the back of Wrinkle's Deagle.
AK-47 coming out for Blame F. Deagle's on the rest. So Big's turn to try and win with some weaker weapons here. That is a creepy doll, Jason, I gotta say. That was that was spooky.
Oh, okay, Wrinkle, you can nail the Deagles. The op one is a little bit wide. HeavyGod gonna play close up to keep some space, but he's isolated. If a smoke comes in, he's got no support.
HeavyGod in checkers. Wrinkle out to a CT spawn to try and help him. Big show some early presence towards B with that smoke. That lurk smoke just trickling on out, but starting to filter away from it back over towards A main. Nice and slow for Big. A lot of low buy rounds, so in the old versions of Cash would involve some squeaky play on the A site, feeling like you can. That's the closest area you can get towards the A site and pounce out.
The quickest turn in to get the bomb planted, right? Maybe takes the least resources as well. So Big just being quiet on the map, trying to pull some attention away. Not really going to work. Those smokes over towards the B bomb site don't make anyone move. So Mattis shuts down the plant immediately with his first kill.
Okay, Favin at least getting one back here for Big, but plenty of targets still to try and find.
He needs to just plant.
Yeah, he does. That grenade's coming in as well. Favin's got enough health to tank most of it. JDC's Deagle's got a headshot. Bigger back in this round. A 3v3. Nice shot from Wrinkle. Sends one back. Favin trying to get to safety. His teammate in the open, so it's all on Favin. And the chances of winning this round are now very low indeed. Utility's going to land upon him. Wrinkle will finish him off with the AWP, and that'll be the defuse coming through with a 2-1 lead for G2.
Yeah, going to be pleased with the bomb plant, though, if you're Big at the very least. Couple of kills as well, so chipping away at the economy, keeping it honest. But G2 are going to start building up some momentum. So this is the round where it feels they can really propel themselves into a position to take hold of this map. Up against just Glocks on the Big side of things. A couple upgraded pistols being grabbed right at the end of freeze time.
Yeah, another thing we got to see yesterday from Legacy CT side on Cash was the dominance that Try's AWP was able to put out on the server. So the fact that you've got the AWP in Wrinkle's hands so early and he had a good day yesterday, good to see if he can continue that momentum into day 2 of EWC.
His opening gun round with it was an aggressive peek from the B bomb site, so clearly wants to be influential. He's doing it again in this round as he's dropped in to take the deep angle. Oh, what a nade combo. A nice push through as well. Tabson cleans him up easy with the Glock. Nice and quick, and Big disappear.
Yeah, Big have got a couple of moves like that, and it's worked out well, but it's not going to spawn any chances to actually do anything in the round. Hunter's pushed up and taken A main control, and Big realize they've lost a significant part of the map.
Yeah, it's a cool way to open things up, though. The double nade into the Glock kill. Nerds never saw it coming. Really good response as well from Hunter to just cut off part of the map and shrink it down so you can't gain anything off that frag. So Big's gonna pause.
Just over a minute. And they'll make their way through mid. HeavyGod just holds off the vent push. And really finding any way to get onto the site is near impossible here for Big. So G2 going to have a 3-1 lead on the CT side. Aurora started 3-0 up against Big yesterday. And once the gun rounds really got into full swing, it was Big who dominated.
Yeah, I'll say it too. I mean, ooh, hold the phone. Favin's going to be pushing up. Galil over the top. He's found by Mattis. Good hold. It's him against 3, and he's got 2 of them. Grix is the last remaining creeping around the bomb site. He'll get found as well. Mattis with a quad kill in the round to bring G2 up to 3 and secure another victory. But the AKs come out now for Big, their first buy round. We'll see how they can work this map. At the moment, Capson mentioning in the interview coming into this, it feels like a lot of cash has kind of fallen back into that kind of typical mid-control where previously it wasn't so much. Teams have started to learn the different sequences and timings to take mid.
Yeah, saying that he feels like that's how the T side have actually been crawling their way back into games as well and finding some impact on the offense.
It can be so hard to hold back those fast mid plays. Nothing of the sort coming out for Big in this round though. Everyone huddled back, default spread.
Nerd's just trying to prevent anybody of him coming over the top with that boost. He's got some help from Hunter, but that grenade is going to be lined up nicely. Only takes a little bit of damage away from Hunter. Let's see that rotation of the forces here for Big. They're going to start stacking them up just outside of B.
Well, look at the position of Nerds, because that's going to be the critical one. He's in a playmaking position. Either rotate towards vents quickly or go for a fast flank once utility starts coming in. HeavyGod has got to be spot on because he's very alone.
Now here comes the execution. Beautifully set up here from Big. Look at the timing on it as well. They just go in as the utility's flying into the site, and that just catches HeavyGod off completely. So that almost feels like it's the round with how decisive that take was of the site and how out of position these G2 players are.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is the round if you don't get anything pretty much immediately, and you can already see them backing off before the bomb's even planted. They want nothing to do with this retake. Very simple. Big doesn't even have to really test anything across the map. No mid control, no probing towards the A bomb site, nothing. Just spread up in a default, make sure there's no pushes, and then a B execute.
A lot of cool B executions you can do on Cash as well. Like, you see Grix as the utility bearer in the sunroom. You know, he's tossing the smokes out through the window, but it's just how quick everything came in. It was just an absolute bombardment of utility towards HeavyGod.
It's also a really good display of why mid-control has talked about so much of how important it is on this map. If the CTs don't have mid-control and they don't have access to vent, sometimes it's really hard to have a supportive element on those B hits, on those attacks, to be able to slow it down, to be able to buy HeavyGod your anchor some kind of time. Take a loss here, but only lose 1 player, so not really any kind of significant dent in the economy of G2 CT side. They'll buy right back up into things.
Yeah, it's just with there is sort of a positive to the round being won that decisively is the fact that you can just keep your money solid on the CT side. A double op setup. Let's see that come out straight away here. HeavyGod, we know, is capable on it.
Well, it makes me think that I'm curious where Wrinkle's going to go with his AWP, because he started at the B bomb site a couple times, but if HeavyGod's going to have the op as the B anchor, you imagine that's going to be his position. So that's going to free Wrinkle up if he has a spawn. He does have a pretty decent spawn, it seems.
Where's HeavyGod spawn at?
Towards the back.
Yeah, it's not. Because you can, if you're the B player, you can do a quick, if you have a good spawn, you can just drop and try and peek into B main, but having the further back spawn, definitely not looking like that's going to be likely.
But I think it's also maybe a read of how slow Big is playing these rounds too, where it's like, if you're not going to be fast-paced, if you're not going to be streaming over the boost in middle, if you're not going to be rushing B or A, let's get an op set up for your slow defaults as you move around the map. And if we can get them a deep, aggressive angle, you might just walk right into it. So some easy kills perhaps on the card for G2. Let's see how Big discovers this change up in the defensive tactic. Wrinkle going to be in middle and pushing behind the Molotov.
There's the push forward from Nerds. This worked out very well. Tapson going to go down, and he'll peel away from behind that smoke all the way back to safety. And an advantage here for G2 to work with.
Yeah, and it sets up now. He kind of departs and sets up HeavyGod with that secondary AWP. So as they walk back to the B bomb site, he'll have a good angle as this smoke fades. 4 remaining players of Big have leaned towards the A bomb site. 2, 3 in main, 1 towards Squeak Door. Wrinkle's op is here in position.
And just burning out towards the back. Checking over towards main. Mattis on the forklift gets his head shredded here by Favin. We've got Hunter climbing over the top, trying to see that down the side of the smoke, but BlameF has taken Hunter out of the question. Nice shot from Wrinkle. Good reactions, and then gets out of dodge as well.
Yeah, but now you got a 2 ops on the retake. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun, and you're all held back. Good shot from Wrinkle. BlameF goes down. Man advantage to the retaking side.
Yeah, Flash is trying to go forward. JDC just planted safely behind that box, waiting for them, inviting them into the site. Grix just peeking out from quad to take the initial fights. The damage is done to him. And then HeavyGod comes in with a follow-up. So, yeah, you had your chances if you're big, but Nerds and HeavyGod sharp shooting, and they get right back into that retake.
Yeah, he's got a quick tag on the jiggle, and then another quick jiggle just to find the final kill. A good shooting from HeavyGod. 4-2. Initial defense isn't perfect, but the double-op setup does pay off. 3 kills between the 2 AWPs in that round, and Wrinkle, a very influential piece of that puzzle at the A-bomb site. 7-2 for Wrinkle, the new op of G2. Off his electric debut yesterday. Mike alluded to it, the best debut of an opera in a G2 jersey. I think beating Kenny S by 0.01 rating.
It's quite the party to be involved in. Considering, you know, the likes of Kenny S, Monacy playing for G2.
Yeah, they've had some good operas over there, haven't they?
They definitely have. Hunter, with that breakage of the smoke, has a little peer into middle.
And maybe the first round it is the first round we've seen G2 play in the CT side against an aggressive mid-take.
Flashes up, HeavyGod just tucks himself against the wall and scaling. Okay, yep, taps and gets away with the spam. HeavyGod going to be frustrated about that, but more pressure now on Nerds to try and make something happen here for the defense. First headshot's good, spam is better, and Neil even gets a 3rd kill out of it, but he's done so much to delay them, keep them pinned, that the rotation of Hunter's come in and been very effective as well. So that kill from Hunter actually puts G2 into the player advantage.
Yeah, Nerds found himself kind of stuck in a terrible position and makes the best out of it. Does a phenomenal job to get a double kill. That's a position Big never expected, so it slows down this attack and allows Hunter to add a 3rd on top of it, to once again keep a man advantage in the hands of G2. And now the danger for Big comes on the flank. They have no ability to fall back, no reverse boost into the vents. They're stuck here.
Oh, BlameF, oh, good headshot coming in, but he's not ready for that second player. So BlameF goes down, and it leaves Grix 1v2. This would be a massive clutch for Grix if he's able to pull this off. Bomb just lying in the open. He'll pick it up, scoop it into the site. Hunter peeking out. Oh, doing damage. Can't get to the kill, though. 13 seconds. Grix realizes he has to plant soon, but he's going for these fights. He's trying to take his opportunities. He's got himself a small chance, but Grix ends up getting taken down by Hunter. Good patience to get G2 another round win.
Actually, not bad at all in the 2-on-3 from BlameF, trying to recover the bomb, grabbing that kill, but there's no way you'll ever expect a second player, an Alper, to just be trained in the follow-up. Really tough one to read for Big as they get stalled out. You asked the question, how deep can this playbook go after 3 wins? How many ideas does Big have fleshed out? They're going to need to start digging deep. As this G2 defense has shown they can put a stop to it, and even in this one, recovering a disadvantage, losing the opening engagement, but Nerds bringing them back in a 4v5, and with the help of Hunter, able to close out the round. A 3-round lead for G2. And everything playing out fine. I mean, some of the questions we would have had about this team, and some of the questions certainly through the offseason, Nerds not meeting up to those kind of rookie numbers and the level of play we expect out of him early on in his career. Wrinkle, the head-scratching pickup of the offer for Sun Pies. Both those guys are doing good for you right now. Wrinkle 8-2, Nerds 9-3. The G2's got to be very pleased with how this is playing out, how the players are performing inside the server at the moment.
Now Mattis trying to move up in towards A main. You've got JDC and Tapson just around the right side here. Head shows up for JDC, and he'll take some damage off the top, but JDC wins the fight, switches out to the rifle, realizes he's got the low HP, so passes that back to Tapson. And Wrinkle, oh, there's a gap here. Tantalizing indeed, and it's worked out. JDC just shows a little bit too much. Smoke break as well to give Wrinkle a second chance at the A main player.
Oh, but he stayed at the angle, got spammed down.
And Hunter now, they're coming through. They line up. Beautiful. That's a double headshot. Nerds won the fight in middle, so that's around no problem. So Tapson's going to back away. And, you know, this is crazy to see how dominant this is from G2. We know Big are going to have a decent CT side, but the problem is, are they going to have enough rounds to even play a CT side? I
like seeing Mattis get, I like seeing him get a little bit of aggressive there in that kind of a round. I feel like one of the rounds we saw G2 look a little bit flat on the CT side is when they played it too passive with no information. And I think against a low buy here, they're like, okay, well, you didn't rush. There's nothing fast. Let's get some information. Let's start to understand where they are. So Mattis gets killed in that aggressive push, but then everyone knows exactly what's coming, and Hunter can slide over and be in that perfect position. Round 8's going to go against Big as well. It'll be 6-2, a 4-round lead for G2, and all is said and done as Tapson walks out the door to his eventual death.
Hunter collects it, and they'll try and get back into this now. Big. They've got AKs coming out, but really not seeing anything that's making you feel too confident in them at the moment. Just getting outmatched by the individual ability of these G2 players.
The protocols too. I mean, Wrinkle's having a good game with the AWP. It feels like whenever you're sliding into the angle that he's holding, he's going to grab one. So that's very difficult to deal with at the moment. When you're getting those early warnings, G2's responding perfectly. And yet to find anything ultra successful. Very fast boost. Up over the top. JDC out in middle, but it looks like they want to pinch this A-bomb site. Wrinkle's not watching this. He's got to be really careful. They're about to turn the corner, and Nerds can't stop it.
Flash forward in towards main. Hunter running forward. Good headshot on towards Griggs. There's now Wrinkle who waits. Checking down towards Highway. You've got JDC has already pushed up a little bit closer than he might anticipate, but Wrinkle, he knows has the right idea. He goes and he clears it. JDC dead. He's ready for the next fight, but Nerds has got that as he steps through the smoke. And now Favin's left trying to piece this one together. Good double headshot. Favin actually gives himself a shot at winning this. He's got a minute left on the clock. And he's running right back to HeavyGod. Gets the gun out in time and nearly has a chance there. Nice double from Favin. Just unfortunately couldn't pull off the hero play.
Lovely attempt from Favin in the 1v4 with those kills. That round, Big is just kind of dedicated to the tactic to split that A bomb site, right? You get that aggressive piece in towards A main, 1-for-1. A main is smoked off from the T perspective. The player still comes through it because he just has to make that tactic work. He has to join up with his teammates coming up Highway, steps through it to his death against Hunter, and G2 is just checkmating Big each and every round now. They have just caught fire. Switching away from the double op setup now as well, so switching things on Big one more time. In a round like this, with a low buy, looking like a straight-up set piece towards this A-bomb site. 3 players at door, 1 in main, and here's the utility.
Door open. And shot for Favin. That's Mattis, who is dead, and Hunter doing what he can, but it's just the one because JDC already scaled up behind quad. It's just the speed of which Big burst out of that door that finally they catch G2 a little off.
Yeah, Hunter Mattis not going to be happy with how they played that one. Not enough impact from the defenders, and now the retake. It feels very, very difficult, if not impossible. I think you still go for it with this money, and you've got utility. See if you can get a couple of these kills. If the nades can flush players out into the open and make things easier when you commit.
Moving up, HeavyGod's rifle ready to go. Nerds, who got a chance here. His own great reactions. Gets a lot of damage onto the second player as well. Now HeavyGod spamming away. No way he controls it. It's now down to JDC. A 1v2 all of a sudden. Pressure's on. He hasn't got any cover, but he's handling it well. HeavyGod dead, and JDC plays that one perfectly to secure a must-win round for Big.
Yeah, Big needed a miracle there. What a big-time clutch up at the end of the day from JDC. Good job holding strong as they swing into you right at the tail end of the bomb timer. And that's a steal with these Tech-9s. 2-for-1 on the opening. An all-important entry from Favin, who's been actually shooting very, very well for Big over the course of this half. He got them the space they needed, and then the Tech-9s finished the job. And Big call a timeout out of the victory to look to string rounds together, and their philosophy has got to be close out this half on a winning streak. Get it as close as possible at 7-5 before we switch sides.
We got Griggs finally returning to the sniper. Let's see if he can get something going here with it. 4 rounds left for grabs. Smoke going out towards middle for the T's early. He'll send Grix over towards B main just to hold any potential aggression in his direction, but the aggression is coming towards A main instead from G2. Wrinkle looking for the A main angle, not wanting to go a little bit too far. Mantis will support with utility, now he can post up.
Scary angle though with Favin in that corner. As soon as he swings to the right, he's going to be pre-aiming that angle, so Wrinkle's got to be a little bit careful about how he holds it.
Look at the nade damage as well right now towards Notes and HeavyGod.
This is a really good angle for Wrinkle though, because he never really has to move, and if they never force him off this, he's got tons of information. Good shot. Favin even pre-fires it. Wrinkle a little bit quicker.
Good shot for Wrinkle. Needed to pick that one up. You need to be so fast if you're going to stand in that position. Not fall asleep at the wheel. Under a minute left on the clock. Tapson and Grix edging that bomb close to this B site, and they've done a lot of damage to the defenders. And I think HeavyGod has struggled a couple of times holding this site. There's been so much perfect utility designed to counter him, and that spray is ugly from HeavyGod. Mattis is just lost. And that's the site completely under wraps here for the T side.
Yeah, I don't think Mattis realized that there was going to be a gap in that smoke. BlameF very well aware of what angles he can peek through over the top of it. 3-on-3 in the post plant. G2 a little bit low on funds though, so if they risk everything and lose it, next round might be a scrappy buy.
I think if Bigger are doing a great job of coming back into this map now. The fact that they figured it out towards the end.
These have been the easiest rounds though for Big, is when HeavyGod has been alone and isolated at that bomb site. He feels really uncomfortable. It feels alone there, especially because the two times we've seen it done where Big has won the round, it's been with this Nertz push in towards middle, but he's playing underneath the boost. He's not playing in the vents. He's in no position to be there quickly to support. So that's an interesting kind of setup that I think has gone away against G2 a couple of times now, and maybe something they want to retool, but it feels like HeavyGod maybe not entirely comfortable as a solo anchor on that bomb site in different situations. Makes sense. It's a tough one to hold on to. 3 rounds, the lead has been cut to 7-4.
Yeah, it's weird to say that it's HeavyGod that's struggling. It's usually so reliable. Now here's one of the players that was very frustrated that Overpass got removed, because I think it was a map we loved watching him on. I was
going to say, we had that combo too, right? Like, even Tapson mentioning some of the younger players just not having the reps, not having the map knowledge of Cash quite yet. I think you're going to put HeavyGod into that category as well.
Wrinkle moving up with a B-main angle. Look at the utility damage again as well here to... Mattis is down to 62. Favin is just going to hide to the side of the smoke here. Mattis is going to have to try and get out of there. Wrinkle's taking damage, and that's an awkward situation. Favin never got the chance. HeavyGod's able to move forward, and Tabson claimed. ADC in the mid-fight wins it. Big pullback into the 4v4, but Favin has been waiting. He's been in this engagement.
He won the round.
Over and over again against Mattis, but it's finally paid off, and Favin comes out in towards the A site and explodes upon 2 kills.
Man, he's only got 8 kills, but I feel like he's had some very, very sharp shots. Couple situations he's been in unwinnable rounds, but this one here, he has delivered round number 5 over to Big. A very bold walk into the bomb site, although I say that, but HeavyGod himself has found some craziness.
Oh, that timing as well. Favin just looks away. Smoke onto the bomb. There's no way. That's the AWP actually on that position. Molotov ain't going to do anything either to defend against that defusal, but bullets will, and BlameF will send them forward. So now just Wrinkle running in, giving it a go, but Grix already got the better position. And 5 rounds secured for Big. I mean, considering how this game started, securing the last 3 rounds in a row is fantastic from Big.
Oh, I think it's an excellent recovery. And I think it also answers your question where you wanted to see how deep they could go on this map. But I mean, for you to go that long getting just kind of destroyed, 7-2 at one point in the favor of G2, and still be able to find the adaptations to bring out 3 towards the tail end, I think they got to be very pleased with how that closed out. Happy with the score, happy with the finish, not happy with the half overall, but it's given them enough to work with as they switch over to the CT side.
Yeah, now we're switching to the more favored side as well. You're expecting Big to be the stronger of the two, so giving themselves a great chance to win this opening map of the series. I did like what I seen in that first half from Wrinkle and Nertz. It was good to see. Those are the 2 players we talked about quite a bit going into the game.
Top fragging right now, Nertz at 13, Wrinkle at 12. Over on the Big side of things, it's Favin and Tapson leading at 8 kills apiece. Their defensive campaign begins right now in the pistol. Hunter going to try and call his team to this map 1 victory. The first cash G2 has played since it re-entered the pool, and it is a heavy play towards the A-bomb site. with a push from the big defense immediately. So they're going to close this. They're going to wrap around. The flank is going to come at a fast timing.
As the util dropping in, Flash going to catch Griggs. Look how good that flashbang is. Keeps him blind the entire time. Hunter and Mattis alongside Wrinkle coming in with essential kills to keep G2 ahead at 3v2 and into a retake here for Big.
Yeah, Tapson was spotted on the flank with the kill, and now he's repositioned. Nertz is watching for that flank, so he's out of the fight for the moment.
Yeah, JDC steps up in behind Forklift. Wrinkle is not going to give him even a look at this. They have to come to them. G2 realize they've got the strong positions for this post plant. JDC steps in to try and fight towards main. Nertz gets that headshot, and there's just no cracking this open. Great work from the side of G2 and that pistol, making their way in, getting the important early kills, and a fantastic flashbang as well to just completely remove Griggs.
Yeah, that, I mean, just busts up that crossfire as well. Dually crossfire inside the site at the default plant spot and in the NBK corner, and you take at least one of those away, and you're able to kind of stream in. I think Tapson getting a kill is obviously great, but it being spotted on the flank takes away a lot of the danger of them being able to recover that round, because now Nertz is already alerted to the fact of the flank. Investment in the second round for Big, down by 3. Wanting to fight back and stacking up over towards the A bomb site. MP9s, they've got a scout on Grix. The lone player on the other side of the map is going to be Favin at the B bomb site.
Yeah, Hunter, look at this. Taps is just like, oh, he's already up highway, so that's a frustrating death to take for Tapson. Now they know what's up, and they've got to try and deal with the highway push alongside the main collapse as well. So it's going to be impossible for Big to be competitive in this round, and that will be G2 getting good starts at both halves.
Yeah, good positions from G2 to just have the immediate rebuttal and immediate trade to all these players from Big who are popping up out of their corners. 9-5 now. G2 starting to march towards that victory, and Big's going to have to sit the next round back with just USPs. So, I mean, G2's looking at double digits right now and looking at stealing away Big's map pick, and that doesn't bode well for the series.
No, it does not bode well for Big going into Ancient, but they recover the first half towards the end, so not counting them out just yet. Give you a lot of confidence in your cash if you're able to pull back this kind of scoreline. But, you know, it was funny to hear Tabson saying ahead of this game, we hope Nertz doesn't have a life game again. Currently 16-5, having a very comfortable showing at the moment.
But, you know, it's not really been like a life game in the sense that he's just running around killing everything, right? It's just been like 16-5 in that, you know, he's delivering in his roles in these different setups. You haven't really seen him like unleashed and just, you know, pug stomping them. It's just playing a good game within the G2 framework. So 9-5 now, and Deagles and a P250 being picked up for Big. It's all they've got to battle with, saving as much as they can for the guns. But once the gun round comes in round 16, Big need to fight immediately. It's got to be there right out of the gate to start clawing this map back.
Yeah, Grix on the little sandbag in middle. Well, Blimf takes some attention away. Trying to pull them a little bit closer to Grix. Maybe they'll go unchecked, but Hunter looked like he's about to use a Molotov towards the position. Hasn't decided to use it just yet. Good shot from Nertz. He is looking very sharp today.
Yeah, I think they're just being patient. Like, they know the situation. They know they're going up against Deagles. They're not quite ready yet to use the utility and actually try and, like, need to take the space with muscle. Happy to kind of just take this initial first step in, and a few jiggles here and there. Nice shot from Nertz to open things up, and now you see if there's going to be a reaction.
Yeah, it's all about patience right now for Big. They're trying to pull G2 deep into mid.
Nertz is going to go down here eventually.
It's just if we could take 2 with him, he'll be happy with that. There's the second kill of the round. Might even get a third as well here.
I'm amazed they haven't just like aggressively tried to find him. Yeah, well, oh, there we go. P250's found him. Bomb's going down inside the A bomb site. No chance of winning this round, so G2 does get up to 10. The question becomes, do you want to save that Galil? Do you want to just go for some frags? So, I mean, looking forward into the next round, we're going to have Grix at least with the AWP. Saved enough money to have the op out in the field. You're going to want that to be, you know, popping off pretty much immediately to put the fear of the op in G2 right out of the start. And I think it'll be interesting to see how G2 stylistically wants to open this. Is it going to be defaults? Is it going to be something, a set piece right out of spawn? How does Hunter want to play with this 5-round lead that he's going to have to work with to close out the map?
We'll get to see what that CT side looks like, but as you mentioned, you've got to pretty much just start winning immediately, and pressure is on Grix as the AWP here. As him finally taking Nerds out in the last round in middle. Hard work had already been done. Wrinkle's got the AWP out, taking it for a spin over towards B main. We'll actually get a heads-up fight against Grix here.
There's the drop down. It's going to be fast. And Wrinkle's taking a more shallow angle. There's the flashbang missed shot from Grix.
Now you know where it is, though. If you're GT, you know where the CT AWP is.
Look how heavily prepared they are for an attack towards the B bomb site. JDC's up in vents. Mentioned that a lot with Nerds in the first half. Grix is up, excuse me, back towards the CT choke point. And you got Favin inside the bomb site of this B bomb site. So well defended on this side of the map.
Yeah, good nade over the top of the boost there as well. Just lands towards Hunter. Second, gonna follow, and look how much damage has just been dished out to G2. 17 HP on both Hunter and Nerds.
Yeah, I don't know what they think they're going to be able to accomplish. At least the vent will be taken away from JDC by the Molotov. Leg shot as well, but Grix has the response. There's Mattis, though, a double in return.
Yeah, monstrous from Mattis, and he's going to accelerate now in towards this site. Utility going to drop in towards CT spawn. Look at him calling his teammates back over. G2 sprinting to get into position. Favin is the last hope here for Big. He's got to go absolutely massive, and he's done well. Mattis is dead first, but then HeavyGod connects with him straight through the smoke. And it does look unlikely, but still doable because those two players of the three are incredibly low HP. 4 health on Hunter, 17 on Nerds. Yeah, HeavyGod's the player with health.
Remember, it's unconfirmed damage, though. It's from nades, and it doesn't matter the HP when you've got an op trained in on the vent.
And that's it. Tabson can't do anything about this. Doesn't have utility. Doesn't have a chance. So they don't start winning immediately, and in fact, they have to limp away, lick their wounds, and watch G2 go up to 11-5.
Respect to Mattis, the back and forth of that engagement, right? And that's not even an engagement that's meant to decide the round. That's an engagement that's meant to like take some map control, force the defense a little bit back. The level of that battle was actually probably surprising with that many bodies there, but Mattis coming out on top with that double, absolutely perfect. So many pieces of utility, little mini setups, the flashbang to activate Wrinkle, to take the angle, to swing out a little bit wider. Really well done from G2 in a round where you were playing with 2 AK-47s on like 15 HP. Mattis does it all.
Oh, that is the way you get Favin, okay. Because with Favin had a chance to actually do something there for Big. He was the last-ditch effort, but put himself in a strong position. And then final timeout for Big.
Yeah, it's a decision they're going to have to make now is do you buy up here? Do you do a half buy and just try and kind of keep a little bit of danger? Do you save up and let them get to 12? And you're relinquishing a huge lead if you do that. So we're seeing Big invest a little bit. Not a whole lot on utility. Scout on Grix, MP9s, FAMAS M4. And just a little bit to try and create a miracle here in round 17. But otherwise, they're just getting mopped up out of the server. And this is their map selection.
Yeah, a couple rounds left here. Feels like G2 have just been the better of the two teams in a lot of departments. This is Big's map pick. Ancient up next. Well, Big can play it, but G2 play it a lot better. How do we feel about G2's chances at the World Cup, though, Jason, overall? You see a little shaky team spirit kicking things off. We'll see how Falcons perform again today against some better opponents as things move on. But how do you feel about G2 in the grand hierarchy?
Well, I mean, I think I have them in a similar place where they kind of ended the major and where I had them going into the major, which is a team that I expect to see in the quarterfinals. And I think depending on the matchup there, I mentioned the pre-show, I still not super convinced this team is going to consistently be able to take down your Falcons, your Vitalities, your Team Spirits, if they're playing like Team Spirit. But I think quarterfinals at least for this G2 team. I think we'll see them get better as Season 2 goes on. And then it'll be a question coming up in the major is like, okay, how much progress have you made?
JDC's caught a good timing. Here's that utility. Goes in for the second kill. Gets a lot of damage off towards HeavyGod. Couldn't get that second kill, though. 45 seconds left. You can see the bomb drift over towards B.
They've done a really good job selling the other side of the map because Big is doing a full evacuation and rotation to the A bomb site, which means G2, they'll turn this corner expecting a fight, but they're just going to waltz in all leisurely like.
It's come through. We've got smokes. They'll start to fade away soon in middle. They'll start to realize, okay, there's no one coming through that mid-split. So Big gonna have to try and get their forces over towards CT spawn as quickly as possible and over the top of Heaven, and just about missing that chance to bring down Hunter. And then they don't take the shot even after he shows once again. So Correct's really just hoping that he can get himself a third opportunity to take down Hunter, but Hunter's not providing that at all. So that will be the site. Likely a 12th round win now for G2. Finally, Grix gets something done here. It's Mattis is taken down, but the fuse is going to start going real short here on that bomb. Hunter fending them off. Wrinkle connects his shot, goes in for the second. He's got it as well, and it's just BlameF toppled off the top of Heaven. And that is a 12-5 scoreline. Smiles and laughs on the faces here of G2 as they know they've comfortably picked up the first map of play.
Yeah, 7 chances to close this one out. 7 chances that you've got to just win a single round, and Big on the back foot, yet to put one on the board here on the CT side. Just getting run ragged. Even with an opening kill, it's traded right back. But the free march into the B bomb site is brutal, and you had to go for this retake because you're going to be upgrading no matter what. 12-5, perhaps the last round here on Cash for Big and G2. Nertz is going to come out mid with some pace.
Yeah, it's real fast here from Nertz. Looking to just get in the mix, go for the knockout blow. Got Hunter, nades over towards the white box. Molotov to follow. Nertz sends one as well. So much utility damage. JDC burns to a crisp. At least one kill back from BlameF, but they know exactly where he is, and that means they can drop more nades upon his head. And it's missed, so he's got away with one there. Doesn't matter though, his teammates down, and all that pressure here on Favage, shredded by Mattis. They just cannot handle the sharpness of the Samurai in this game. G2 are the far better players, and Big have absolutely no chance, even on their map pick.
Again, mid-control, the name of the game. Look how fast that B attack comes in. Your defender at the B bomb site feels like the mid pressure is there the whole time. It's his mid players under attack, and they drop into vents and attack you so fast before you're ready for it. Lovely map of Counter-Strike for G2, a dominant victory, 13-5.
Yeah, I gotta feel good if you're G2 to come in with that level of strength. You know, for a strong first day as well. Wrinkle playing well. You come in, you're playing against Big, and you get Cash. Big have shown some capabilities on it. We thought maybe this is an opportunity for Big to take here. At least I did. Turns out, Jason, you're right about G2 again.
To see if you're going to still work the French girl angle into that one. I was wondering where you're going to go with it.
It's a Titanic sinking ship. Yeah, maybe we could go with that instead.
Well, yeah, it's good. They gotta win this one to force us onto a third to keep this series alive. G2 about to qualify through to the playoffs.
Yes, indeed.
Warm-up ends, freeze time begins, pistol round set to go live. G2 on their map pick of Ancient will be starting on the offense, and Big starting on that CT side. We got dualies on BlameF. No kits, smoke flash for the CT side, and a ton of utility over on G2. And let's get things underway here in Map 2 in this series at the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, plenty of util here for Wrinkle. And a Molotov for HeavyGod. So an idea going to be springing into plan here on this A site. We're going to have BlameF playing towards Donut. And just a matter of time before we see that explosion of utility landing in towards this A site.
Seems to be a consistent philosophy of the Big CT pistols is kind of just push players on the other side of the map. Play one bomb site weak with one player for retake. Have the other bomb site get aggressive and start pushing out to have the fast flank. Doing it again here, but that flank is still a long way off.
Yeah, BlameF getting in behind the site, dropping back in behind the smoke. And Big got to respect it because the execution is just so effective from G2 into the bomb site. It's going to have to be a retake here for Big.
They're going to fight for Donut, though. This could actually, the round decides here.
Well, this is going to be a bloodbath. We got Mattis and Wrinkle first up. Wrinkle's got that headshot. JDC getting both, and there we go. Okay, we're getting that JDC performance straight out the gate. He's got 3 inside of Donut. Now they're trying to move through. Nertz will hide behind the big box, and JDC's on the hunt. His 4th kill, nearly an ace, but Hunter's going to have to hold on and try and win this on his own, and he just can't do it. So straight to the defuse is BlameF. Everybody is so low on health, but Big just about squeezed through with a massive JDC performance.
Damn, you called him out right before the match goes live as well. What a showing from JDC. JDC, the triple kill and donut. That was an all-important piece of map control for the post plant. So when that battle, when you see it forming behind that smoke as it fades, everything gets dictated there. Huge sequence for JDC to control the situation. And a lovely retake from Big.
It's just great shooting out of JDC. That throw was so clean, so comfortable. And hopefully that's the kind of start that fires JDC up and makes him feel, okay, this is the day that we're going to pop off your own Ancient.
Hey, if you're going to tell the world you're one of the best Ancient players, you better back it up. That's not something you can just shy away from.
Well, Nerds, we were talking about his mid prowess. Well, he's out middle already, pushing through elbow into the mid fights. Grenade gonna land right on top of Hunter's head. And they're ready to fight towards the donut, putting that pressure on JDC straight away.
Ooh, doesn't like that engagement. Missed the timing, wasn't clean. Backs away to drop utility. And he goes down anyways, and so does Grix. Oh, it's a disaster.
Uh-oh, indeed. BlameF has to save them. Oh, HeavyGod's Deagle just burst right through him and then one through the smoke. It's ridiculous from HeavyGod. And that is just an unbelievable round for G2.
What?
That HeavyGod one is just BS, man. Gotta see that again.
That's unbelievable. What a sequence of Deagle shots. And what a turnaround from Big. This happened on Cash 2. The first half pistol round 1, and then they lost the second round immediately, and it's just repeated.
That one stings even more, just for the fashion of it. Let's get this. Oh, we're not getting it, unfortunately, but... Oh, that was a banger.
That was a nasty shot.
You just had to beat that,
over the top of the box is one thing. Through the smoke, casual fadeaway is another.
I looked up for a second and I thought that there's a guy walking around the venue who looks like Darth Mike. Turned out to be Darth Mike.
Turned out to be a Pikachu.
HeavyGod already out middle. Taps and edging through the smoke. It's Mattis and Wrinkle with the first couple. Is that it? Is that it from Big? We'll always have that pistol round, Jason.
Not even from Big, just from JDC.
Yeah, JDC, that's what we got. That was it.
Well, they'll have to sit back on just pistols yet again. Maybe some upgrades into P250s and Deagles, but no cash for the Big side of things, as G2, off the back of that round 2 conversion, are just going to continue their winning ways. 2 in a row. 3 M4s that they picked up off the corpses of Big still in their hands, so economy is blowing up and growing, as well as G2's got some free rifles along the way. No investment whatsoever from Big, not even a flash. Just 5 USPs, and they're just going to rush A main. Nerds, you got a chance to feast, my man.
Yeah, run up, here we go. Nerds' AK-47 ready to go. The rifle primed and ready against the squishy opponents. He'll just spray away, and so close to the ace coming in. 6 HP the difference. Favin just about dropping him. But that's 3-1 for G2. Coming into this, you know, I was saying that G2 Big need a good start. They need to win the pistol. They need to go on a bit of a run early. They win the pistol in a beautiful fashion. You get JDC getting a hot hand, and then you immediately crumble. Unfortunate to see them miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah, and especially because it's on the CT side too, so you got to like start out with like kind of a weaker gun round. You're not super happy about it. Grix will still have the AWP. Plenty of money for the G2 side of things. We'll get into the first gun round as Big is finally able to reinvest. The aforementioned AWP in the hands of Grix, M4s on everyone else. Taps and drops down to the FAMAS for some extra utility. No kits in play for the CT side. And Hunter to start his gun round campaigns here in round 5.
Look at this from JDC. This is the kind of move we were talking about. He's going to try and split with his teammates up the top of the ramp as well. It's worked out well for a kill on Mattis. But look where the bomb is. It's completely isolated here. Hunter having to fight his way out. Good flash assist from Wrinkle. Second chance there for Hunter, but he goes down, and you rely upon HeavyGod, who is going to get both kills. BlameF and Grix trying to rotate back, but double Molotov to that deep position, and that's going to force Grix away, and you just can't get back into it.
I feel like they bounced off the wall and it almost baited him to trying to beat the Molotov, so he just burns. Very lucky to get away with his life, and good protection from BlameF to keep his AWP alive. Prevents Nerds from hunting him down. So stalemate, everyone will get away with the weapons. 2 players survive on each side, but it's a 4-1 lead for G2. And I mean, I think that's a very important round for G2 to win. Like a statement round with this kind of aggression that Big comes in with. They're showing in this first gun round on the CT side. They want to be able to impose that aggressive control of the lane from the defensive side really early on and show you have to worry about those pieces of aggression they can bring out. For G2 to lose a player and then break it up in rebuttal immediately afterwards, I actually think is pretty critically important for them to be able to, or for them to be able to tell Big, you can't just take this. You can't just run this aggressive tactic whenever you want it. You're going to have to break it out in moments and isolated moments.
I think Hunter actually does exceptionally well to fight his way out of that position. And a chance for a second kill. But he's realizing there's a timing on that smoke up the top of B lane where he's about to be crunched completely, so fights his way out of the position.
I think what's important is because he pushes for the second fight, HeavyGod has the space to swing to trade that kill as well.
Yeah, JDC is pushed up into his A main here with a 5-7. HeavyGod, and you're just mentioning, walking past him around the back. They haven't cleared it, so that's got to be communicated to Nerds, and he's ready somewhat, but doesn't go to clear it. So is that going to cost him? JDC, there's the bomb. There's a second chance for a kill. Yes, indeed. He gets both headshots on the 5-7. Nerds able to finally trade out, but the bomb is already back in A main. They have to go back and get it. And you can see HeavyGod, he's the man with the task to go.
I don't even know if you want to plant at the A bomb site in this situation. I think you're happy with what you've done, with what you've caused on the map, and I think now you need to let everyone kind of play themselves. Nerds in a position here behind the smoke as it fades away. They're going to stick around and be patient and look for some follow-up peeks from Big. Try and thin out this defense before they commit to the bomb plant. And they're hoping eventually that because they've gone quiet, Big will adjust elsewhere.
Yeah, Note's going back to fight out Donut. Tabson and Boymath comes right through and close up. So, be a second round for Big. No problem for Big is the fact that G2 still have strong enough money to get a full buyout. So 4 AK-47s, AWP coming out again for Wrinkle. But you win this round and you have reset their money down to some weaker guns if you're Big. Yeah. This is a fantastic moment from JDC.
It's going to be a terrible moment for Nerds in the VOD review when they look back and they see he didn't kind of clear it at all deep in any significant sense. JDC, the only impact player for Big at the moment. The pistol round quad kill, and now this 5-7 round has set them up for a victory.
There's a kill opportunity that Griggs won't fall to. He'll stay up on his feet, see if he can get some further impact. More Utah dropping towards the low HP players. Mattis murders two quickly with that AK-47. JDC and Griggs both dead within seconds. You've got a last-ditch opportunity. It's a Favin coming around the back. Nerds has got the read this time. He's got that headshot, so no shot at all, really, for Big to win this one. And BlameF backs away to save the AK.
Nasty change of pace. You know, I mean, Grix misses just every timing. Some of it, a little bit of a lack of luck, you know, being unlucky going in his direction. But every time he turns a corner to peek towards B ramp, they've actually just gotten past his angle. And they're able to get way closer than he ever expects. But you can tell G2's starting to get into a flow state and starting to really feel how much more dominant they are on this map than Big, how much more of a grip they have on it than Big. Confidently swinging into fights on B ramp and just marching your way in because you see the defense is clear. You see you got the space to work with. Not a good look when you get your opponents laughing like that. Matt is just able to kind of run up and get everything he wants in that round. 3 steps ahead of the B defense and punishes them all for it. Timeout from Big, and it makes sense. A round like that where you just get completely schooled out of the gate, you got to have a conversation. Starting to collapse all across the map. Playoff qualifications on the line as well. And G2 looking good to make it into that round of 16 and have some days off here in Paris.
Yeah, you gotta love what we're seeing out of Nerds. Just a fragging output. It's a real positive sign. And it's getting into the dirty work as well. There goes Nerds out elbow. JDC trying to meet him there. Sent in again with utility. JDC this time coming out on top. Great flashes. And even better shooting out of JDC. Nearly gets back to the throw, but BlameF is there to back him up. Maps is trying to make a play that tries to flip the table back in G2's favor, but it just can't do it. So that's a quick round victory. And again, it's just decided in middle.
Well, I mean, you also had the right read coming into this map. It's worked out exactly as you mentioned. JDC, if he's not delivering for you, if he's not having impact, you're not winning rounds right now if you're big. All 3 rounds, you can point to the impact JDC has had. The only reason big is on the scoreboard. 5-3. Money's starting to dwindle for G2, and we touched on this on Cash, where big, that felt like an opportunity for them, a map that they're very comfortable on. Here in Ancient, you have this moment of an opportunity right now to break this economy. This half has not gone well for you. It's not looked great. JDC's been a hero, a one-man army, but if you can break this money now, then all of a sudden you have the chance, if you're big, you'll be sitting at 4-5. You can even take the lead off of it, but you have a chance for everyone else to kind of wake up after that and exhale that breath you're holding in at the moment as you're just getting trounced. But they need this round win.
And G2 calling the timeout, just making sure that they can figure out what they've got available to them, what options have been working. Because they know this is their last chance to try and continue this before they have to take a hit economically. The wheel for Hunter, everybody else on an AK or an AWP. The early util goes out. Smoke for Red Room and Elbow. Trying to contain JDC. Mattis is actually going to take the first contact to try and crunch with the Elbow players. This time JDC dies at the hand of Nertz, and that's the really fun head-to-head we're getting to see between these guys. Nertz and JDC, 2 very proficient players in the middle of the map, and blow for blow, back-to-back rounds here. Grix at least stepping up and getting 1 kill back here for Big.
I like that. I like seeing that repeat. A little bit of attitude out of Grix. Frustrated he gets the leg shot, wants to clean up the kill. Takes the risk, but gets the reward. Nertz has this space, and this is where I talked about his little lurk. He's got an advanced position. He'll pause and wait, and he's going to wait for his timing to take the next step as an aggressive lurker. And that'll be contact from Mattis. That'll be the moment he feels the Red Room defender is pulled away.
That's a good headshot from Tapson. That's Mattis taken away. We've got 50 seconds left on this clock. The bomb trying to make its way into that B site. You're also getting, Nertz getting spotted. Look at BlameF rapidly communicating that to his teammates. Aware of Nertz's position at the Red Room. Nertz has no idea. He's just been spotted, so that's a free kill for BlameF. And this is so uncomfortable now for G2. This would take a special amount of play from Wrinkle to pull this round back in their favor. And he goes forward. AWP connects. It's all on Wrinkle now. They know exactly where he is. He can't have gone far, and Grix just hauled to the peak. So Grix does fantastically in this round with 3 kills coming through and pulling this round back for Big.
Yeah, really good job. All starting with that little bit of attitude peeking over in middle. Really great round from Grix, moving over, playing it patiently, grabbing the angle, waiting for them to walk into your shot. 5-4. There's the opportunity. Big have done it. For as good as G2 looked in the opening and as dominant as it felt, G2 have brought this right back and gained the economic advantage back to the CT side. So still in the fight here in map 2 of this series.
Yeah, it's not pretty by any means from either squad, but finally Big getting through that opportunity. They've got to take this now. Nertz is the only option that G2 have to do something in this round. He's got the AK, and they're sending him out straight away through Elbow. Just going to try and scale up to the donut, challenge JDC.
Needs a clean win with all the pistols behind him. JDC spots one. Gonna drop the defensive smoke. They're pushing the issue. Oh, they bypass him. Nertz goes right through it. Can they get past? Yes. Eventually, Hunter trades him off, but Nertz needs to do so much more.
Yeah, he's got an AWP now. He's gone for this challenge, so does well on the AK. Goes to the AWP. Hunter's going to try and come out with the bomb on his back. He's also picked up an M4 on the way. Although Hunter dies, but the bomb still gets planted, so Nertz is just holding the CT flank. Making no secret about the presence of one player towards Donut with that utility being used up by BlameF.
He's got to be concerned about about Donut as well. Yeah, as you mentioned. There's the flank coming in from BlameF, so now he can't hold the angle to CT spawn the same way.
Oh, and HeavyGod didn't get his hands on a better weapon. He's still playing on the Deagle, so it's all on Nertz to do something here. Nertz looking into the Donut. Hearing the steps of the players crossing into the site. Missed shot, not his weapon of choice, so it's HeavyGod's Deagle instead. We know he's special with this weapon sometimes, but unable to make the magic happen. Time was ticking, but they get in with just enough to defuse, and Big will actually tie this game up now 5 apiece.
Really, really good patience for Big in the 3-on-2. They realized very early on that Nerds had the capability to recover the AWP at the back of the bomb site behind Big Box. So staying tucked in, making Nerds have to consider multiple different options, letting time sit there, letting all the different choke points weigh in their minds, and picking a perfect moment to move in. Great utility work, which has always been a mainstay of the teams under the Big flag. And we're tied at 5.
MF pushing down and towards elbow. You'll start to back away. JDC coming over the top of Heaven. Nuts has just ripped his head off with the AK. He's going to start charging around the back of the smoke here. MF playing in the cubby, in the cutout, burned into the open, swings that AK into the fight. Favin also coming forward. Hunter and HeavyGod fight for fight, and it's actually going to be G2 who lead the way 3-2 with 1 minute and 20 seconds still left.
Really good counter-strike from G2. 2 players activated out mid, but everyone else kind of set up for the repeats, the rebuttals. So Big have the trap. The flash over activates BlameF in middle, activates a player out of cave, but G2 players are ready for the trades back to keep the advantage. So all eyes turn to Tapson. Grix is going to be out of the fight just now, pushing A main aggressively. They take too long turning in towards cave, actually. He could pick one off. He could shave this bomb away. HeavyGod just slides in, but now he knows.
Tapson takes a look. Finds Mattis. It'll land right on him. Oh, Grix didn't take his chance. Still finds success. And it's Big now in the lead.
This is completely turned. It feels like G2's playing this one a little bit scared. Very slow and tentative to move around the map.
Yeah, crumbling.
That time you see over in cave, Tapson's able to get the 1 kill. No second swing for HeavyGod whatsoever. Falling apart now, 4 in a row for Big's defense. 5 of the last 6 as well in their favor.
Well, we're also talking about one of the strengths on Cash. It felt like everyone from G2 was delivering a moment here or there. It's been a much quieter performance across the board. Nerds is still playing pretty decently, but everybody else is much quieter.
Well, much like the first half of Cash, Big find the solutions. And this time, instead of just scraping together barely what you need, they're actually taking complete advantage of it. They're looking to take a 2-round lead into the halftime break. 3 Galils, an MP7, a Deagle for G2. That's what this final attack is. Right at the A bomb site, right at Grix in his AWP.
A shot from Grix. He's going to go again. Out from the big box, the second. No problem here for Grix. They're just going to keep coming at him. A turret positioned perfectly to deal with any reaction that comes onto his screen, and misses a couple, and Nerds actually manages to get both kills, so he's reopened the conversation.
Deja vu. This time he's getting more aggressive.
Oh.
Can't find the flank as Hunter, so Nerds left alive. 76 HP, 1 versus 2, but he does not have control of the bomb.
It's like 1v5 every round, though. To be honest, Nurse is the only player doing anything, and he's got to literally get everybody here to win the round. He just can't do it. Too much to ask of him. And yeah, it's a fantastic recovery down the stretch there for Big.
Yeah, 5 in a row to close out the map. It was 3 in a row, or to close out the first half. 3 in a row on Cash to close out the first half. But now they actually have a lead. Now they actually have some momentum to play with and be happy about. We're going to switch sides, and you're right. Vibe across G2 is everyone's gone a little quiet. Nerds at 16 kills. Next closest is HeavyGod and Mattis tied for 7. They went cold here on the T side of Ancient. And now playoffs, it felt like they were marching towards it. Playoffs in question as Big looking to contest map 2.
Yeah, JDC winning the pistol for Big in the first half. See if they can do it again as they come over towards A-main. We've got Wrinkles detecting all those heads, so the Big stay focused on heading towards the A side. Looks like they are. But because he's seen so many targets, he can actually just rotate extra players over here. So G2 get a stronger defense, a stronger go at this. JDC again, pistol success, coming out with a second headshot from JDC. Looking very good indeed as Big swarm the site. Nert's trying to do something about it, but he's locked behind that smoking donut. And G2 do nothing.
Yeah, they have no stopping power there. How much can JDC do? It's just like a one-man army, it feels. Unkillable at the moment, playing really well. HeavyGod goes down, and that'll be the pistol for Big, their second pistol round. Now they've struggled to convert after winning the pistols. Feels like this might be a different vibe going on right now, playing really, really well. 6 rounds straight going back to the first half.
Feels like coming into this game, we talk about it's going to be a head-to-head between JDC and Nerds, but it literally is that. Like, both players just leading the charge.
Well, it was that for a while.
And then Tapson's right there now.
Yeah, I think Big, after if they end up winning this map, you know, after this, later on today, they're going to look at this and be like, JDC really carried us through the first half of Ancient. When you think about it, the fact they're able to... It felt so dominant for G2. It looked so dominant for G2, but JDC was single-handedly able to just seal 3 rounds away on his own. So you kind of kept it close enough for everyone else to ignite and now take this sort of a lead. So, I mean, you really got to be thanking JDC for getting you started early if you're Big. But now everyone else showing up and making it real difficult for G2 to find their mojo again.
It feels like that level of flat right now for G2 that it's going to require like an individual moment, like a clutch, just to kind of reignite the energy in the squad.
Maybe a HeavyGod Deagle round.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful. It's a 5-7 here for Wrinkle. Trying to stop them as they come up the ramp. Mattis will make his move next. Big about to funnel themselves into 3 players. So this is the best chance for G2 to actually do something in this round. As the bomb carrier, Grix protects it with a headshot towards Mattis.
Look how cautious Big is being. They have all this utility down, but they know at some moment there's going to be 5-7s behind this smoke, so they are so tentative. They are so afraid to push up behind it, and for good reason. They've played this very well. The re-aggress, though, is not going to have as many nades, so this Deagle from HeavyGod is going to have clear lines of sight. These crossfires of the 5-7s going to be a little bit more dangerous. But now you got to consider the other side of the map.
Yeah, Nerd's just waiting inside of the cave. 5-7 at his disposal. You've got Tapson coming up first. BlameF next in, and it's a quick trade from BlameF. 4v3. 45 seconds remaining on the clock. Big just trying to stall this one out. They don't have a huge amount of time to figure it out, though. And just taking little bits of health off every couple of seconds here from G2.
They're equally kind of softened up. This is not easy. This is a little bit scary, and G2 gives it up.
Okay, there you go. I mean, that's a strange decision, but...
I guess they thought that this was all going to be some kind of a fake. I don't know why
delay
you,
into the A hit
at this point, when you've been battling the whole round for it, I don't know why you'd relinquish it unless you thought it was going to be towards the other side, that the bomb was going elsewhere.
Especially because you had such a big chance, it felt like, to win that. It's very strange indeed to see that from G2. Like so much tension building with
yeah,
no
it was
release.
very anticlimactic. I wanted to see the conclusion.
All right, well, 9 rounds to 5. Does feel like we're just going to be going to Inferno at this point.
Good job on Big, though. I mean, it's a scrappy round. It's a weird one. I just liked watching them play so disciplined as a team. Like, no individual thought it was time to push forward and moved in too early and got taken down. Everyone kind of on the same page of, we have the rifles, utilities up, let's keep the range. They're going to have to keep peeking into us at some point. These Galils, these AK-47s going to find the kill that alleviates the pressure. They've got their 9th. So 9-5, and G2 still with a few bells and whistles to fight back with in this round. 3 players survived the previous.
They're in mid again. Over on Big, no challenge coming their way. And it's even more surprising to see G2 call that off or pull away, knowing that they don't have a full buy available in the next round either. Like, so, it's, you know, you don't have much to lose there. But perhaps hoping that 3 players of Kevlar can make this round a little more solid. Playing in the standard setup with weaker weapons doesn't feel too likely to net any success here for G2. Big are just going to keep it slow and controlled, dictating the pace here.
Played slow rounds on the T side of Cash as well, but a one like this against low economy, yeah, trying to bleed the utility a little bit. G2 hold on to as much as it can. Big's just got to be careful, like they don't stall it out too long to where you have this smoke on Hunter, and now a kill. Fortunately for Big, the smoke's on the other side of the map at the A bomb site. But a 4-on-5, you start feeling nervous as the time runs down to 20 seconds because the clock is an ally to G2. This is actually kind of a 4-on-6.
And Nurse just waits down in the silo, P250 at the ready.
Oh, they've done this way too low.
HeavyGod goes out into the open. JDC and Favin taking kills between them, and Grix also right there against Nerds. So Hunter and Wrinkle left alone, and gonna give it a go. So AK collected. Hunter sprints forward into the cave. Wrinkle all the way down to the bottom of the ramp. Tapson having a lot of peek, and that's going to be Tapson to find successes. Hunter's left creeping away from the cave. There's no other option but to try and save the AK-47. And we're going to watch a 10th round take up in favor of Big.
Oh, Hunter is going to get away with the AK-47, though. That's... Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Mac 10 at range. Favin finds him. 10-5. Looking very clean out of Big. That round, they left it real low, making their move into the site with about 10, 12 seconds left. Could have gone horribly wrong, but taking that win and marching into round 16. AWP out for Wrinkle, M4's back for G2, but it's been flat. Now they're the ones getting blanked in this second half. They have yet to put a defensive round on the board here on Ancient.
There could be 2 13-5s. First couple of maps of this series. Favin trying to find a safe spot there. He does lose quite a bit of health, down to 45. JDC now on the attacking side of the map is already out at middle. Gonna do some great work in that first half on the CT side, and this time caught by Nerds towards Donuts. BlameF can try and trade it out. Nerds not giving him the chance, so BlameF just moves up into the red room. Grix is a little bit behind, just lagging behind it. The CT smoke themselves off, but it works out really well for Nerds as he just catches a good time in anticipating that Grix might feel safe to cross once that smoke's up, and Nerds makes it work very well for a second kill in the round.
Yeah, and now you just control too much for this to really have any danger in it. Big 3 versus 5, gonna be forced away from middle. And this is really the only option they have left is back to the B bomb site, but with the deep angle of the AWP, that's the bomb hitting the deck, and that's a 6th round for G2, and they get on the board clean. Nobody's gone down until just now. It's Mattis to fall. But as a first win to get this comeback started and to get yourself going in this second half, very nicely done from G2.
BlameF could think about damage, but doesn't have a huge amount of money himself, so he's going to slip away. Carry the AK-47 into the next one with all that utility he's got on his back.
Yeah, they'll be buying in the next round, so he wants the AK, he wants the nades. The G2 get one on the board. And they creep it a little bit closer, 10-6.
Counter-terrorists win.
Now we have round 17. I think if you're G2, probably the philosophy you're operating with on the CT side, it's been a very slow day of attacks from Big. Cash was very much default spread, kind of chill for 30, 40 seconds. Nothing too crazy in terms of fast, pacey, aggressive rushes. Similar to Ancient so far from what we've seen. So I think if you're G2, outside of the initial salvo of utility to just keep the fast plays honest, you're probably going to be holding on to smokes and Molotovs towards the late round, waiting for Big to start getting motivated to actually press into the bomb sites. Timeout is called for Big to talk things over. "21 kills on Nerds now, the only G2 member in double digits. Oh, he's locked in. He's not even paying attention to the coach.
It's like no fist bump for you.
That's admirable. Gotta respect it.
Unless the team morale just falls apart right now, Jason. They lose 13-10.
All because BlameF wasn't paying attention. He was paying attention to the tactics, though. The important stuff.
And playing pretty well. So
Yeah.
we're getting to see a little bit more of the big we wanted to watch coming into the Esports World Cup. Bit of early damage onto the head of Nerds as well, who has clearly been the only one worth talking about here for G2.
Well, the CT side we might see, we're going to have to see if G2 brings it back. Someone else stepping up alongside him. Wrinkle will have his chance to throw his name in that ring. As Big heads directly towards this A bomb site. Wrinkle's up in Donut. Nerds playing at the bomb site itself.
Well, there's the utility flying over towards Wrinkle. He'll do a good job in stopping Tabson in his tracks. Nerds' turn, just spamming down through the smoke. Grix takes that headshot. He'll go forward and start to plant up. And Hunter, good kill coming through that smoke. JDC dead, 4v3. As G2 actually, for the first time in a while, have a strong position to try and get another round win again. So BlameF, good headshot. HeavyGod smacked away. Mattis moving forward towards the donut. And Wrinkle connects his shot onto BlameF. So now it's just Favin 1v3. This would be a devastating blow if he's able to pull this off. G2 losing Wrinkle. There's the first utility dropping. Tap of the defuse pulls him into the open, but Favin's got a shot at this. They're not in the defuse. Mattis gets to it now. He's going to try and hold it, but he comes off. Favin doesn't even go. And Mattis has got the kill, but has he got the time?
Oh, he's got it.
It's going to be close, but Favin, it's going to be Mattis to pull it through. Favin gives it a good go, but G2 needed that one, and Favin makes it damn close.
Man, he was having a whole host of those on Cash too, where he's left in tough situations and giving you two blinding shots to make it possible. All of a sudden, one more almost provides the miracle. Well done from Mattis, getting off the bomb, knowing he's going to come through that smoke eventually. But G2 fortunate to get away with this round win. 10-7, lead is cut to 3, and Big is back on pistols. Low by. A chance to close the gap even further as G2 warm up into this half. This time, Wrinkle is alone. Enough success in the previous round makes Big feel like they can come back to this bomb site.
Nice shot from Wrinkle. That's Tabson. Oh, quick headshot as well from Wrinkle. Nerds able to make the most of his kill on Favin, and then Hunter just sweeps up the final couple. So, comfortable round win there from G2. 2 rounds separating the 2 squads, and we're going to see a good buy coming out here for Big.
Yeah, damn fun shooting from Wrinkle to step back into that aggressive angle instead of falling back into the protection of Nerds' M4. Grabbing that second kill, mopping him up. Really good job. Not letting that Tech 9 hit, that contact play, ruin your day. 2-round lead. All back in the hands of Grix. AK-47s across the board for Big. Utility out towards Red Room. An aggressive push down the stairs from the CT side.
That's a good nade right on top of Grix. He's down to 41, and we'll see Nerds make it all the way down middle onto the heaven boxes. Going to be a real nuisance here, Nerds. Need to go around the corner, and Nerds not detecting any presence from Big. They're not wanting to challenge out elbow this round.
Interesting they're not re-smoking it at all either. Nerds has one. Wrinkle's got the angle with the op now, so they want someone to get baited into that peek at elbow.
Well, Mattis, careful, pulling nades out as Grix op arrives. He gets a warning shot at least. Does take a lot of damage for it, but still able to stand on his 2 feet.
It's very passive at this B bomb site though. It's HeavyGod with this passive off angle. Oh, he grabbed at least one.
Smoke. Favin went in before that smoke, but BlameF got both. No, it's a Mattis, both dead. Now the pressure once again is back on G2.
I think he just kind of guessed. There was a smoke in place. I think with the spot earlier from Grix's AWP, I think he felt like he knew exactly what their play was going to be, and the blind spam puts him in the advantage.
Now we got Grix just waiting here on the site.
They're coming for it, 3-on-4, but they've got money, so G2's willing to risk it.
Grix at the ready, missed shot, whizzes past. Keeps his head planted down inside of the side, taps and trying to get the timing right, but he looks the wrong way. As Hunter moves forward, HeavyGod, sharp shooting. Here's JDC going down as well. G2 coming back in for this. It's got to be BlameF. And so far, so good. It could be all 5. He's close to it. Wrinkle's up next, and BlameF has got it. Steps up with an unbelievable round from BlameF. And Big sell forward to 11.
What a sequence. Starts you out with the 2 kills, preventing the flank, the wraparound defense, and then closes it out with all 3. Base of the ramp. And shuts down an incredible retake from G2. Building into something real special there as all the Big falls as they turn the corners.
Things get rough. They're bringing out Big's battle cruiser and BlameF. And he just marches right into those kills. He's just so confident to take them as well, not hiding away. Willing to take the fights. And that has just taken all the energy out of G2. They thought they had that round.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be theirs. Felt like that retake was all coming to fruition. So the comeback has a little bit of an obstacle thrown in its path. 3 in a row for G2 before Big puts a stop to it. They're 2 rounds away from taking us to a third and deciding map. But G2 still got fight. 3 M4s and an AWP on Wrinkle. MP7 picked up on Nertz. Money's gone after this. A must-win round for G2 to continue this campaign on Ancient.
Got Nertz on an MP7 going into the all-important round. Players 22 and 14 playing with an SMG. HeavyGod looking to activate down the ramp. Spotted early by Favin. No longer can he continue to make that play. That's a good way to find the opening. Matters with a spam down through the boards.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I like this from JDC, making a creative play, trying to create something on the map to alleviate pressure on his teammates. Missed the opportunity, but now he's a ton of attention.
HeavyGod going down. We've got Hunter just waiting in the cubby. Good headshot, goes in for the second, and Hunter cleans up Favin and Grace.
Yeah, the old bait and switch. Ready and waiting. Nertz lined up along the wall, never cleared Hunter deep. You think that's the player you got to worry about off to the left.
We're not done yet. There's no money here for Big. This is a situation we're likely looking at G2 go up to 10 rounds. 11-10 the scoreline. It's tough for grabs.
Yeah, the layers of these G2 defenses and protocols that we saw in Cash are coming back now in this comeback. They were missing, and I think that's what made them feel so flat, was we never kind of saw those multi-layered plays that G2 been making consistently. Now it's starting to come back into style. It's putting Big on the back foot. So close, but still so far away.
Mav walking his way up with the Deagle, looking to just fight. If anybody wants to challenge him. And the answer is yes. Hunter will have a quick peek out, win the fight with the AK. And really there's nothing left in the round here for Big.
No, it's plays like that. It's the Deagle challenging in a crazy fashion. It's all you've really got. No flashbangs, no smokes to speak of. The G2 is going to be at 10. Them now on a little bit of a streak. 5-1 run after all is said and done here in round 21. Within striking distance, within just a single round of tying up this game right at the tail end of the map. Hunter climbing up that scoreboard to join up with Nertz. Hunter now at 17. Mattis doing the same, now up to 12. And Nertz continuing to propel himself even further forward. 24 kills for him to lead the way.
All right, do or die in this one. Big's chances to stay in the series. Rest here. It's their best chance to do it.
My
They're
God.
coming down into middle, completely blinded. Blameff and JDC stood no chance. And this is heartbreaking for Big to watch it all fall away at the end, but their money's going to be in the bin. G2 are up to 11 rounds here.
They've held that in the back pocket this entire half. Everything looks and feels the same like their typical mid-control, except for the additional 5 flashbangs that are thrown. Favin and JDC trying to meet him at the point of the attack just have no chance of dodging all that utility. Complete annihilation of the mid-attack from Big, and the round is just nothing to do from here.
.45 seconds left on the clock. And it doesn't really matter at all because Tabson's 1v5 taken out in the next couple of seconds. And that is 11-11. G2 have tied up the game. They've broken the money of Big down the stretch.
I think importantly, too, in this stretch of rounds, this 6-1 run that they've been on, Big has only been able to plant the bomb once. And that was like way back in the second round that G2 won. So you're not even getting the bonus money. You're not even getting extra cash to help you replenish these buys, to help you get a few more AK-47s out.
And even the round win that breaks up this streak was the Blame F Ace round, right? Where he wins an unlikely round, an unrepeatable round. I think that's the big problem.
And now instead of being able to, like, have the full losing bonus, have a plan every single round as Galils and AKs, now it's kind of like a full buy into a Tech 9 round, and you're not nearly as dangerous down the stretch as you'd like to be. And G2 feeling more and more comfortable in this defense as time goes on. Really, they've just been, they've shut it down as soon as the guns came out in this second half. There's been no chance for Big. Three round wins straight for G2. They've only lost a single player. Kills aren't even coming for Big.
No, not at all. 3 Tech 9s, P250, just give it a whirl at this B site. Just rush in, see if you can get into the bomb site. HeavyGod spamming down. He's going to get pushed on the left side. Wasn't anticipating it. Here goes Mattis, denying the bomb plant, denying the life of a couple. Actually, the bomb did slip down. Needs some extra cash going into the next round here for Big.
Tell you what, thank God Mattis did that.
Yeah.
Because that's a real sinking feeling when you lose control of Cube in that kind of a situation. If Mattis plays that passively and stays inside cave, bomb gets planted, player alive in the bomb site, player alive at Cube, that's so hard to get out of that scenario. So Mattis makes a very important play in my mind, and that's put G2 up by 1. Right at the end, Big had such a suffocating lead in this game. 10-5 at one point.
Oh, it's an absolute disastrous end of the map here from Big, but let's see, can they get it into overtime? Can they somehow find a way to wriggle their way into the bonus rounds of this game? We've got an aggressive maneuver here from Hunter, advanced up into A main. He's lost the fight against Tapson, but they've spotted the bomb early on. And what is that going to do to Big? Is it going to force him to reconsider, slow things down a little bit?
I think you get a kill like that this early in the round, you're so happy to play the 5-on-4, especially when it's for overtime. You don't want to take the risk and just try and capitalize on that and push forward. So Nerds makes a footstep. JDC hears that, knows his position. And Nerds gets pulled into an easy death. And now that opens up the avenue for JDC's lurk in Red Room, which they have no idea about.
We got JDC waiting in the Red Room and loses his life against HeavyGod. So an important kill if G2 are going to do this. Wrinkle even furthers that with a kill up on Grix. He's going to hold down from the donut. 45 seconds remaining. Big again. This could be a big throw.
But G2 think it's going to A. They're all starting to shift right now.
Matt is coming back at just the right time. Trying to get in position. Mattis at the ready, utilities forward. Favin with a blinder of a headshot on that crossover. Wrinkle's coming back with HeavyGod. If G2 want to close it now, it's got to be a Wrinkle and HeavyGod 2v3 retake of this B site.
And Wrinkle can't wait for HeavyGod. HeavyGod's just coming from CT spawn now. He's got a lot of ground to cover and a lot of issues with that open space. So Wrinkle has got to make his move before HeavyGod makes contact.
And Wrinkle's the player with all that utility as well, but he can't use any of it because he's trying to be silent coming up the ramp. This AWP trying to clear tight, close corners, not getting the fights he's looking for. There's the barrel, there's the kill. 5-7 out next. Looking for a second challenge. Wrinkle can't get it, so it's got to be HeavyGod, and you rely upon him in situations like this. But he can't get to it because the grenade over the top from Favin. It was not planted for him, but he had the right tool for the job. And Big get this one into overtime.
Oh, a miraculous round win when they'd been struggling so much, but boy, did they get given some gifts. The Hunter push, fine. It's the tactic you called, but the Nerds getting pulled into the Red Room play, walking into the AWP of Wrinkle. Or excuse me, of Grix. Big has just sat here on the map waiting for the response, and the fact they almost fought back. They almost. But it's Favin, who else? The man who's been having incredible impact for Big in both maps in the series thus far.
Big survive the total collapse. They stay in the game. Nerds again, taking heavy damage, 38 HP right off the get-go. Hunter and Notes trying to get back in towards this A site. Gonna have to play a little bit more passive. They were bitten a little bit too hard in that last round.
And they've had a lot of more aggressive defenses, right? Opening up of the round, Wrinkle's been close up with the AWP a number of times. So a different look, especially with no op at the bomb site whatsoever. Hunter going to be playing default. Nertz and Donut will drop delay utility and turn to help out Hunter when this hit comes in. But with low HP, there's not a whole lot he can provide.
You feel caged right now if you're big behind that fire. Your smokes have gone in, and you really wanted to move forward at an earlier timing, but here they go. Trying to get past Nerds and play math and taps and cut right through the defense. Nothing done from G2.
Well, HeavyGod's going to slide through, try and create the opportunity, the chance, but oh, it's such a low percentage. Good find, can't get a second. Favin puts him down, and Madison Wrinkle far away. This retake is not going to happen.
Oh, Big finding a way back into the game fully now then. Money's no longer a problem here in overtime. They get the full buys back, and we now look over towards Hunter and wonder what can he find to solve this.
Mattis ready for some exit kills. Overtime doesn't really matter a whole lot. Big is locked in, looking for any kind of a follow-up peek. And Mattis gonna bring it in late. Grab one kill and just chill. 13-12 for Big, 2 in a row.
Smoke going up and towards the red room, one down towards the elbow, and the real challenge is the HE grenades that have just landed on top of JDC and PlayMF. They're both dead within seconds. Notes on the double. Favin double speed, trying to get in towards this B site, but he can't find the answer. No solution there. And that is a very quick round indeed.
Yeah, not even against the play from Favin. You have to do something surprising. Round is just over within the first 20 seconds as soon as those nades are thrown. Taps in the last to left in a 1v5. HeavyGod's gonna end his misery, or is he?
Just gonna toy with him for a little bit. Tapson's gonna actually win that engagement. Hunter will be the one to close things off. So not the clean shootout for G2, but very happy with the round win.
Oh yeah, obviously. You get those kills off utility, nice and easy. Don't really have to work for it whatsoever, and it's an easy mop up from there. Who takes the advantage as we switch sides into overtime? Final round of this first half of OT.
Smokes deploying outside into middle again. This time, I'm sure a little bit more shy about getting involved with the HE grenades. That is a blinder of a shot from JDC.
Yeah, that's gross. Wrinkle might have thought he had an extra second to line up a shot, and just no chance. JDC takes it away. And behind this smoke, with that kill towards the B bomb site, Big is lining up. When this fades, are they going to hit it on the fade is the question. Do they say, with that kill, you're going to shift somebody over, and we have a moment in time, a window of opportunity to step forward?
There's a good peek out. It's going to be Favin. First headshot. Mattis doing what he can inside of the site here. Goes back into the cave. Taps and wins that engagement. And just 2 players left here for G2. And the only one we're talking about right now is Nertz. The only player that can do anything on this initial attack. And he just can't even get an opportunity to rattle off his shot. Grix just takes him down to the side of the bricks.
Yeah, lovely shooting with the AWP. Least HeavyGod all alone. 1 versus 4. So 14-13 for Big. They had the huge lead in the first half that they let slip away, but they will take another lead into the second half of overtime.
HeavyGod moves up into the site. Good kill here on PlayMF. Time is the problem. PlayMF.
No
oh my
way.
God, is the first victim tapped in the second. Now HeavyGod's got another, gets onto that defuse tap at the time. Time is the problem. HeavyGod gives it an incredible go, but JDC comes back up that ramp with a headshot and denies any heroic antics from HeavyGod.
Okay, HeavyGod, piecing it together with that AWP. There really isn't anything you can't do. Super
just that
impressive.
no-scope. It's like-
Yeah, attempt at it. Really nice. This is how it opened up. You never even felt like it was going to get close. That was a 1 versus 4 for HeavyGod, not even known to be an AWPer. But he gets all his 1v1s, players out in the open, not working in tandem, and almost pieces it together.
It was a real nice try, but in the end, it is still 14-13 for Big. They've got the lead of the game again. HeavyGod sign, that attempted clutch is just a reminder that no round is already won until it's over. Utility flying in. It's going to be an execution from G2 towards this B site. Grix has got the first. Matt is dead. I mean, it's a rough scenario here for G2. There's a attempted play here from Nerds on the lurk, but Blamap's completely ready for it. Favin destroying them inside of the site. And even though G2 started to come back into this game, it looked like it was their map. It looked like it was their series, but Big have dug deep and have stayed in this, and they're going to be the team to reach map point again.
That's a really nice defense as well. I think G2 starting to run out of ideas. This is starting to feel real difficult for him. Wrinkle, he's got his first. Should never be possible. Smoke up behind him now. He's forced forward, and a missed shot will spell his death, and Big now a single round away from a map 2 win.
It's been quite slow for G2 this whole game, and finally looked like they'd figured it out. But once again, you have to return to the drawing board and try and figure out any sort of solution to just get into another overtime yourself.
Yeah, I mean, remember too, in the first half, G2, they started out the T side really, really good, and the guns came out, and then Big just took it over. You know, we saw G2 kind of like fade away into obscurity in that first half of regulation. So not having a great day here on Ancient, the map that they selected to bring it to, on the verge of dropping the map and having to go play another. Live in around 29. G2 must win 2 in a row to bring us to a second overtime. Looks like they just want to find a timing at this B-bomb site. Triple nade in middle, make you feel like there's going to be more presence on that side of the map. Everyone shifts back. Grix caught out in the open, but manages to tuck tail and get away.
There's the spam down to the boards. Now Grix makes his way up into the cave. Matters at the ready. Grix will connect the shot. Matters dead, and Hunter's gonna try and backtrack his way towards the B lane. Under a minute left on the clock. We got Favin who's moving up.
They're getting beat right now, all across the map.
And Hunter's just trying to get out towards the side. Tapson's taking so much damage here, 50 HP. We got Favin who's ready, getting ever closer to the flank to activate. They can just surround G2. Can suffocate them here. They've got to fight their way out of this cage that they find themselves in. Time is starting to really tick as well. 30 seconds, bomb starts running up. It's Nerds, the release valve here for G2. Finally some space, something to play with. Bomb is going to get planted. JDC behind the smoke as it fades away. Moves up closer and closer to the site, but there's the flank activated. Favin taking down HeavyGod, frees up JDC, but Nerds is lights out, finally dead to the spam. Favin's got another one, and it's all on Wrinkle. The new guy here in G2 looking to show up with a clutch at the World Cup. Stands at the bottom of the ramp. No tap in the defuse yet. Favin goes for it, into the open, and Playmath takes that headshot. Wrinkle taken down, and it will be Big to secure it. They stay in it mentally, and they find a way to get this job done and head into the third map.
Yeah, that's a damn good game from Big. They got tested in a couple different ways, and having to outlast that comeback from G2, really impressive to see them stick in it. And boy, they clamped down at the end. Once overtime hit, that was all Big.
All Big indeed. What a way to gut it out. You know, that one turned into a bit of a heater. What did we say at the beginning? Oh, it's all yours, Jason.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother. Well, third and deciding map. Playoffs on the line. Winner moves into the round of 16, and we'll see them in the playoffs of the Esports World Cup. So now we get to see what both these teams can bring to the table on Inferno, a map I think both teams are going to be happy to play. I think both teams are going to be more than pleased to play this map.
Yeah, I think so as well. You know, making it through into Inferno, it's I think it's going to be a real brawl. I mean, we went to overtime on map 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another overtime here on Inferno. Yeah, it's going to be big starting on the CT side. And already they've chosen violence, Jason. That chicken did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, it didn't last long, did it? Little honey mustard, and then we're going to town.
It's a good flavor. JDC. I mean, what a flavorful pistol he had. And back-to-back pistols over on Ancient. Incredible 4K in the first, and impact on the T-side pistols.
The pistols have been lovely for Big in this series so far. It's those second rounds that have kind of had the issues to them. So we'll see if they can continue winning the pistols and maybe change winning the second rounds now too. Here's the hit, moving into the A bomb site.
Yeah, JDC in pit, but it's Grix that just dives down off the balcony. Gets himself a second kill, couldn't quite capitalize on the third opportunity, and Favin, that is special that he's able to get away with that. So out towards Hunter, now HeavyGod and Wrinkle 2v3.
Hunter wants that back. He regrets sliding into the open like that for that fight immediately as soon as he goes down. Just couldn't hold it back. Wrinkle inside the bomb site, the point man.
Yeah, he's gonna give it a go. Needs at least one. Gives HeavyGod a chance at this, carving him up from the side of the smoke. Wrinkle doesn't get a kill, so the pressure is all on HeavyGod. Okay, here we go. Sees BlameF as well. BlameF's gonna run him down. He switched the burst fire. HeavyGod with that click, going for the burst to the head. He just can't get it, can't find it. BlameF's out of bullets. The knife is out, and HeavyGod able to take that headshot. A chaotic pistol, but it goes the way of G2.
Yeah, he heard the mag on the dualies kind of running low. He heard the sign that the bullets were almost gone from those, so decides to toy with BlameF and just be an elusive target. Pistol round victory for G2, an important factor of the game that Big has been able to rely on. Shut down here by some great supportive play from HeavyGod around the smoke.
Well, we got MP9s coming out here for a couple of plays, 5.7s and a scout. So Big, you know, pistol hasn't gone their way. We were talking about how the second rounds haven't been great for them. They need a great second round themselves here with the weaker weapons. They've got 3 players starting towards B. G2 looked to actually throw a little bit of contact that way.
All right, JDC, first up, flashbang is out, good find, blinded, and now the 5-7 goes to work, double from Tapson, round crumbling, falling apart as G2 tries to recover. They've got another, it's HeavyGod and Wrinkle in a 2-on-3.
Things will slow down for a little bit, but Favin is just not wasting any time, finding more space. He's already through the underpass. So separated here. G2, Wrinkle all the way towards top banana.
What's the idea though right now? Is it HeavyGod looking for a push? Is he going to come back and try and join up?
They spot him, yeah, there we go. The booty cheeks.
Surely you call him back. You know this guy's cut the map. You know that Big is going to be lined up at the B bomb site with this kind of a push.
And he's just waiting.
Pull him back, wait for the timing, and then it's a dead sprint.
Yeah, just buys a few extra seconds and some more space for his teammate to get down middle. They're going to try and race into the A side, but the rotation's coming back.
HeavyGod can get the angle and hauls much quicker. Smoke off towards small pit. Bomb's going to follow up as well. So G2 find themselves with some safety entrenched in this site, and advantage swings in their favor.
Yeah, the plant's going to come forward from Wrinkle, puts it down here on default. You've got Grix and BlameF walking their way up. And HeavyGod just waits down in the pit. He'll go out into the open. Good headshot. Grix is gone. BlameF left at a 1v2. Rifle is on the crown. We know he can clutch, but this one just doesn't seem all that possible. So he's going to back away, slip away with that better weapon, and that is going to be a G2 2-0 start.
Yeah, and a rifle to use in the next round for Big. What a good recovery. Good job from HeavyGod. You had a map. You had maybe even 2 maps where HeavyGod got to be a little bit quiet. Cash at that B bomb site, not quite there yet for HeavyGod. Ancient, a little bit quiet, didn't struggle to find impact and didn't kind of have the performance we normally do, but now on Inferno, starting out 6-0 with some very important kills here in this round. A critical pistol round clutch as well. 2-0.
As they good work from HeavyGod, being diligent, so not losing any composure there, taking the shot early. Well, 2-0 lead, and looks like it's going to be up to 3. G2 getting into the rhythm on the T side is going to be really important for them. It started slow on Ancient. In fact, they're going to be able to start strong on Inferno is exactly what we said they need to come out and do. Just try and shake off the negativity that might have come out of Ancient. Look at this. Little German tower going on. Well, it's more Belarusian than German on top, I suppose.
Yeah? You think you were going to get a correction from me on that one?
No, myself. JDC waiting. And that's going to be Nerds to send some shots down through the coffins.
That's an interesting smoke. Somebody missed their toss, their lineup. It bounces right back in their face. So let's see how much this boost can do. Just the one kill, and they found their way in. All right, so 3-0 for G2. Now we got to go into the gun rounds. I'll tell you what, I've been pretty impressed with Grix's AWPing. I think on Ancient as well, it picked up. I mentioned there was a round he kind of had a little bit of attitude over towards middle. He kept that attitude for the rest of the map where he was being real assertive, real influential and aggressive with the AWP and his peaks. Obviously, a map like Inferno, if you get that kind of an AWPer with some confidence moving around the map, very, very dangerous. So I think if you're big, priority number 1, get Grix involved in this defense with the AWP in the next round right out of the gate.
Just hanging out for some exit kills here. Blemef, who picked up that Galil in the last round. If he can get anything with it. And it is the one before being traded by Mattis. And then Big to think about the next round here. Finally going to have a buy round to purchase up. Currently the B stream of the Esports World Cup that you're watching. Over on the A stream, we've got Aurora versus M80. Currently Aurora leading the way over there. So if you want to continue to watch that action.
Deep in a map too. Oh, there's the slide in after the initial kill. Round 4 begins. Off in the hands of Grix. No AWP in play for G2 quite yet. Might not even see it on the T side of Inferno. The Grix waiting for some sound cues. Doesn't take any kind of a peek down middle. Pretty standard passive opening from Big. 2 defenders at the B bomb site. No stockpile created. And G2 stays far back on the map to avoid the initial utility. Now Nert slides into Banana, supporting him as Hunter.
A minute and 5 seconds left still in the round here for G2. Utility starts to come in towards this A side, already up through top mid, going in towards Grix. Hunters land a great shot, although they're not checking Favin. And finally, they look at him. Mattis is a little bit too late to do so. Blamaf gonna peek out with that distraction. Yep, it is, but where's the bomb gonna go? They're all gonna peel back from Banana because it hasn't gone the way of G2, and they're all confused. They're completely lost in terms of what they want to do here.
I think they might have almost felt like that fake got figured out and they could go back to the A bomb site and that would almost work itself as a fake as the rotation came in, but second guessing it gave the time for Tapson to work himself around. You got no smoke for this choke point. You're just going to have to risk it. Nobody home. But they must find Tapson, and they have to do it clean.
Tapson moves up. Nert's going to be spotted making his way into the pool, and Tapson will take that kill away. So you put the pressure on Wrinkle. Now we know he's an AWPer, but can he pull off a clutch with a rifle with 14 seconds left?
I'd say yes, except for the time. If he had more time to try and chase down Tapson and find that kill before planting, yes, he's got it this one.
He just has to plant right now. He's just got enough time to put that down. It'll be close even on the plant, but just gets it in the final tick. So he has got the kill on Towers. He's putting the bomb down. Can he win this clutch now?
It's all worked out as if he had the time to hunt him down. So here we go. 1v2. Blame F coming in on the flank, and he's got nowhere else to operate. Wrinkle sits here for the rest of the clutch.
Nowhere to run, but somewhere to hide. Wrinkle steps out into the open for his next fight, and it would have been beautiful. But JDC nails the headshot upon the first challenge, and that'll end up being the first round win for Big on Inferno.
Yeah, but good damage done to the economy of Big, and there's not even an AWP that they can recover. That was taken out of the hands of Grix, so no AWP in play. That's a win of sorts for G2. They'll be pleased about it. So even in a loss, not unhappy with how that all played out. I mean, you have to consider, too, this is a perfect defensive call for Big. 3 players on the Rap side as G2 calls a Rap tactic, attacking right into your crossfire. And still the round was very, very close down the stretch.
Now all the boosters coming up, JDC to be put on top of the half wall. Have a little look down into Banana and not see anybody.
More aggressive this round, though, in that defense in Banana. The confidence of winning the first gun round, the extra cash built up behind you. A little bit more stopping power in that round for Big in the early stages. Utility being spent to show bracket control and mid control for the G2 attack. Big's defense put on notice a 4th player is here, so they're not too worried at the moment. But if JDC gets forced back away from this B bomb site, then they'll have to consider options.
There goes Grix towards top mid. You've got HeavyGod.
Oh,
took a while.
Oh my god. How has it worked out like that? Of all the eventualities in this world.
Should have been a free kill. There was a hidden cost. They didn't read the terms and conditions there, Jason.
That's so wild.
Damn.
All right, well, B-bomb site we go. 4 on 2.
30 seconds. Tapson trying to block the smoke. AK ready. JDC looking to be the difference again. It's Tapson out with the first kill on the FAMAS. JDC's turn. 2 players line up. None of them go his way. Tapson, though, will get another frag here for Big. And it's a good thing he is, because if he isn't, then we would have a very strong position for G2. Now it is still even odds in terms of the players, but with this kill opportunity for HeavyGod, 7 HP, he's gotta be precise, and he just can't get it. So Favin opens up the angle of retake via Banana, and we'll see if they can piece this one together now. Big, they're still waiting on that final piece to arrive, and that is Blameaf towards C2, is a long way off. And I think it's just slowed the retake down, but he's got a headshot at range. So it's Hunter in the clutch, and he's much more comfortable in these situations. Blameaf moving forward. Better late than never, I suppose. And he's arrived inside of the site, but can he get the kill? Hunter wraps around low HP. No time for this defusal. Blameaf gets the kill, but he didn't arrive in time on that rotation. And it'll end up being a round victory for Hunter and G2.
Yeah, survives with 1 HP, though, so gets to bring the M4 forward. Good clutch from Hunter and good win from G2. Not letting Big build momentum in this game, not letting them string rounds together, and now putting their economy in a very precarious position. Big's going to have to make a very tough call here if they want to buy up and continue fighting, so they take a timeout. You got to say, between the Grix peek down middle, that play towards the B bomb site as well on the initial entry, it feels like there should have been a couple of kills in there for Big that they didn't get, and that'll be frustrating for them. With this M4 saved forward by Blameaf, I feel like they're in a position where they have to buy here. 3,300 on most players, you're going to be missing utility, maybe have to drop down to a FAMAS or an MP9. It's not going to be the best buy in the world. For G2, that's awesome, because that means you can really inflict some punishment on their money in this round, and then your T side just gets to open up. If you can win this one, G2 is just going to blow open the scoreboard.
There's Favin, look at this, straight down into second middle, looking for anybody really, but HeavyGod has tucked himself in behind the stairs, and the wall rather. He'll start to make his way out into the open now, but Grix is just up there in the bedroom. HeavyGod is about to get spotted. I can't believe he hasn't been seen. Grix arrives, he does get the trade kill at least.
One got past him though. Look at Favin, he's made it so deep, he's going to be wrapping around T-ramp shortly. That is hunting this kill down. Now, if they can make it into the A bomb site, Favin's position is neutralized. It's now worthless.
Yeah, he actually just far away from the retake opportunity.
He actually just walked away from the executor. Now he's got to come back into it.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all made that move before. It's a very frustrating feeling when that happens. And under a minute left on the clock. You move into the site now if you're G2, but yeah, they're taking their time. And this is allowing Favin to get back. Oh, shooting shadows.
Hate to see it. Information is now there. Timing of this push is known.
Yeah, Favin gets a couple of blunders in this round. It is going to cost him. Matters turns around, and that'll end up being a round win for G2. You can't really just throw everything else at this. JDC and Tapson going to start backing off. A 5-1 lead for G2. A very strong start coming into the final map here.
It's a really good look for this T side that we were just having a conversation about the struggles it showed over on Ancient. Not able to produce a whole lot, right? Now you're getting a better look, and this is a very nice win for the G2 side of things that puts Big's backs against the wall. 2 M4 is going to be brought forward into the next rounds. They can scrape together a dangerous buy around these rifles, so not completely out of the fight just yet, but G2 just continuing to march forward. I like this. Creative play, cool play. Multiple players doing it, a lot of teamwork. Just the responses from G2 were so perfect. The reaction from G2 so effective. 5-1.
HeavyGod with just a Mac 10 to work with. Tapson gonna get his teammate JDC boosted up on top of the half wall, and it'll go beyond JDC.
Different timing, changing the pace here. We're gonna get a very fast timing hulls pop.
Yeah, G2 ready to go. Grix is dropping back at the right time. Got spot him coming out. First kill is good, but he couldn't get a second. That falls instead to BlameF and Favrid to see if they can combine to try and stop this. But their hands are busy with utility. I don't think they were ready for how close G2 actually ended up being inside of the site there. So that plant is going to be coming through here from Hunter. And Tapson and JDC. Again, it's another situation where they're having to consider the save call, but you're going to be 6-1 down, so you want to give it a go. You want to see if there's any sort of opening, and JDC is actually encouraged to go forward because the flames are at his back, so forced into the fight now. Nertz is inside a pit. It's so hard to see how they're going to flush them out.
They heard the tick of the Molotov as well, so they know he's here. Now he's just kind of activated the trap. There's the kill from Wrinkle. Tapson can't make it forward. They're going to lose everything.
This is really, really tough to watch for Big.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Hunter, you're having a great time. You know, as an IGL, you don't get a whole lot of games where you just get to have fun, but I think Hunter feels like he's got Big on a string right now, changing the pace, throwing a little trickery into the mix, different ideas.
He's just in that flow state.
Yeah, and I mean, you can sense it as an IGL too when you're calling, and you can when you feel the reactions inside the server, you just know they're reacting in every which way you want them to. So Hunter having a lovely time and making G2 look good on this T side of Inferno.
And again, Big, we talked about their steel spine, you know, the fact that they've been able to be up against any scoreline and somehow come back into it and show that they could recover even on Ancient there when it looked like G2 had figured things out. So they got to do it to a massive level at this point. 6-1 down, CT side's pretty dire. It doesn't look like they're going to have enough to get a good buyout in the next round at all. It'll end up being one rifle, pistols around it, maybe an SMG in that, and that's what they've got here, Big. So not looking great, and we'll say that, and it'll end up being a 7-1 scoreline against the Germans.
Potentially.
Potentially. You have to add that caveat in there, Jason, because maybe
I've seen it too many times.
JDC does something ridiculous with this MP9. Done well. Get down bottom banana.
I imagine they've heard that. The footsteps, the burning of the Molotov, JDC tucked into the corner for the moment. Regardless, this deep smoke and that presence of the 5-7 behind it are going to tell you, show all the signs of aggression. So if you're G2 and you come back to banana, you're clearing everything regardless. It's exactly what they'll do. They want to make sure any defense is pushed back. Another tick of the Molotov gives away the position. 1-for-1 for JDC. And banana control for G2.
Just hanging out as well here behind the sandbags as Tapson doesn't have a teammate to actually bait and switch for him because BlameF actually just played from the site, so he's just kind of leaving Tapson in on his own, which does put the pressure on BlameF's shoulders to be the one to deliver. Let's see if it works out. They haven't checked him, so he's actually managed to get 2 out of it. Fantastic work out of BlameF. Nearly gets a 3rd kill from that position with the 1 rifle, and a 2v2 because of it. Can Big turn this into a round win? Unfortunately, again, it's Hunter who stepped forward with an all-important kill, but Grix, this is doable.
Yeah, it very much is. They have no idea where he is. It's a fast timing, but that smoke protects HeavyGod. So Grix going to step up behind it, 2 to find.
Just think about all the positions that are running through Grix's mind. He has to check, he has to clear. And now he's been spotted, so they can reposition, strategize in terms of knocking him out of this round, and grenade to slow him down, Hunter to move off to play with HeavyGod. It's just not going to happen here for Grix. He's lost that window of opportunity. He'll tap, but there's no kit on his back here. The time ticking a little bit too far, and he has no idea where the other player is. Hunter's moved off, and in fact, that'll be a 4K from Hunter. Fantastic work. You say he's having fun as an in-game leader. He's also fragging as well.
That's unfortunate for Grix coming in on that flank with the nice timing. That smoke is down, so you kind of, I mean, working your way through that choke point to go in through the church is kind of like you're giving up your flank, you know? That smoke just prevented him from having any kind of look into the bomb site, so the timing just gets ruined. Close round, and I'll say this, that was one of those, like, that was a very smart bait from BlameF, right?
Yes,
Let those two players kind of sell the fact that the defenders have been eliminated, the site's clear, and BlameF able to get a double kill, a chance for a third as well. Not too shabby, but doesn't end in a victory. 7-1.
Grix. Oh, that flash is unbelievable. That was confirmed death to a G2 player. Like, it doesn't matter, but that flash comes in and that has just saved the day.
Just look at the differences in the way they've taken it. That's why I'm saying, like, Hunter's having such a good time as an IGL, reading everything. You know, you have that round where there's aggression, where they push down, they use all the utility, you sit back and you wait, you march in with 4 and play the trade game. This time it's something similar. There's some aggressive utility, they have an op set up, and you flash, which they didn't expect because you didn't do it last time. So different ideas, and plenty of different plays that G2 are making, and Big can't get a handle on it whatsoever.
And move up, and as he get clear from taps, and Nortz is going to be knocked off his perch. Wrinkle sending a shot back. It's a wallbang headshot on JDC. This is an important fight. Can HeavyGod clear out this tough? Oh, yes, he can. He made that look very easy, actually. Oh, that's going to be so frustrating for Favin.
Yeah, you finally get a stop at the B-bomb site on the other side of the map, and then your teammate goes down due to a tough shot from HeavyGod. And now you got to work yourself into this situation where you want to go for the clutch, where you're starting to feel like you have to go for these clutches no matter how far out of reach they are, but Tabson's only got 4 health. So he's going to save the op. BlameF isn't going to move forward, and an 8th round now for G2.
And it's just ticking towards the inevitable at the moment. There'll be some monumental change up from Big to get themselves back into the series. Otherwise, G2 are just running their way into the playoffs. This is the timing, just as Grix steps out to take the shot, the flash comes in and blinds him. And then that shot as well.
We didn't even see that one before he went down. Okay, that's really sad if you're JDC.
Yeah, you just feel like you cannot catch a break in it, and then you watch over on Favin. It's like he should have this kill. At least he should get the first bullet off every time against HeavyGod. He just nails the headshot.
Another different look, another different timing and pacing, and once again, JDC's expecting it to be slower as it has been throughout this half and deleted. Grix trying to be surprising in and of himself, but HeavyGod's already got the angle, and round 10 is over.
That's it. Wrap it up.
They are getting destroyed at the moment, and all you can really do is try and be a hero, is overextend. 9-1. 8-round lead for G2 here on the third and deciding map.
HeavyGod. Well, BlameF does control ult. Unfortunately, Big are being deleted, so he's going to have to save this rifle all the way down towards spawn side on the other side of things. So we're looking at 9-1. How's your time in Paris been so far, Jason?
2 days?
Yeah.
It's been a good 2 days.
You eaten any good food yet?
Nope.
No?
No, I have not.
You haven't went to a bakery yet?
I haven't done a bakery yet. I'm not a big bakery person, you know?
Oh, okay.
I like the coffee. I don't like the baked goods all that much.
Well, you're in the wrong city then.
Yeah, so I hear.
I had a croissant. That was pretty good, Jason.
Yeah, where they were made? They're a French thing, right?
Yeah, French thing. Yeah, absolutely. Pain au chocolat, all that, all the goodness that makes you feel good in the moment and terrible after.
Terrible an hour later.
That's exactly what Big feel like.
I was going to say, it's actually a great allegory for Big's big series, really.
the big croissant.
Yeah, this one, I think that's the hard part is, you know, it's the same conversation as Cash, is the nature of how you're losing. Like right now, you're just getting beat tactically by the deep playbook that G2 has, by the confidence that they've built up. Now you can see them being so comfortable going fast, being so comfortable swinging into fights with 20 seconds left, or 20 seconds into the round. They can slow it down, they can play it on weird timings. They're throwing so many different looks at Big that there's no way for them to know what's coming next.
They're going to feel really deflated on the CT side, realizing that not enough has been done here. Even if they wouldn't all of the available rounds left here, it's still not going to be enough to feel too good about your chances. Getting more out of other players here in G2 that rather than just Nerds, right? He's actually the quietest on the team at the moment. Hunter obviously calling a great T side, but also performing very well. But it's HeavyGod. It's just been a nightmare to deal with.
Well, they slow it right back down now. See if they can get some extra nades used early by the nerves of Big. 3 players towards top of Banana. Bomb's going to join up with them. HeavyGod going to play on his own towards the A bomb site. Starting to walk up middle at the moment. Probably to be a nuisance on any kind of rotation. Showing mid presence. And that starts to pull Blame F away. Mission accomplished for HeavyGod, but good read from Blame F. Sticks around a little bit longer.
Burning for JDC, and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and now Tapson having to dive down into first orange. His pressure's on him, does well to get one, but Nerds has got a second of the round. And so it is Blame F started the smoke, sidelines one before being instantly traded by HeavyGod, and it is just relentless, merciless T-side showing here from G2. Grix will give it a go, Nerds will be connected on. And a 2v2. We'll give Big a chance at this. Favin's a little bit off, but he's rotating over.
You have to go for it. So yeah, even when he gets here, though it's going to be a little bit late in the day, they're still going to move in, or at least give Favin the first step in. And if he goes down, maybe then Grix saves. But at this point, you obviously just need rounds if you're Big. 2 players to find. HeavyGod waiting. Wrinkle covering with the AWP. Bomb is very deep. Good shot as Grix jumps up on Coffins. And Favin doesn't even have the freedom to tap the bomb. It'll go off, and it's double digits for G2. Terrorists win. 7 rounds straight for this G2 offense. Big can do nothing to slow them down, nothing to stop them. Even that round, you have 3 players stacked up at the point of attack, and you still can't shut it down. They're coming through a smoke, and you still can't shut it down. G2 just elevated their game coming into this 3rd map, and it's far beyond what Big have to offer.
It's strange to see them get absolutely smashed here. After such a close game over on Ancient. But G2 are showing their level. Finally getting back to it here. Harrington's going to need a little bit of work, but a strong Cash and an incredible Inferno. Favin fighting towards top middle. HeavyGod again just being an absolute nuisance. Got himself another kill, and rotation is arriving. JDC's at the library.
Oh, no way!
How has HeavyGod got away with that one as well? Unstoppable until finally running out of bullets. Favin gets rid of him and will drop all the way back to spawn, but the issue is he's making the wrong read.
And Nerds was already up top mid, so he heard the footsteps running towards CT spawn, so he's got the easy 11th round victory. Bomb being planted. Favin's going to have to hustle back with 17 HP and give it a good go. But this is just the cherry on top of an extremely dominant half of Counter-Strike out of G2.
That's great to see. G2 playing this way going into the playoffs. They'll be in the round of 16 coming up soon, but this is the kind of statement performance. You drop one map in overtime, sure, but the other two have been so dominant. A 13-5 and now 11-1 currently going into the second half here. You know, you can be quite quietly confident in G2, especially going into the round of 16.
Yeah, you can be. And I mean, I think even kind of the loss on Ancient, I don't think anything's going to shuffle the confidence away from these guys. Going into that round 16, I think, you know, unless there's any craziness in how the playoffs are drawn and how the rest of these group stages play out, I think G2 is going to be happy and comfortable with whoever they get in that round of 16.
Yeah, it feels like I'm not going to have too many issues, at least at that stage of the competition, unless any crazy upsets happen and somehow we barely get a team squeaking through that should be quite comfortable. But right now, it feels very, very good for G2. They're going to likely close this out if they win this pistol round within a couple of minutes, and we'll just move on. We'll say, well done, G2.
We always try and find a new way to phrase that, don't we?
Yeah.
You never really can.
It was the shortest half of Counter-Strike.
Well, pistol round at the B bomb site. They're at least headed in the right direction to stay alive as long as possible. Big, it's only Nertz here. He does have a smoke to drop in dualies. HeavyGod's just cleared out halls towards the A bomb site. So Madison Hunter on the slow rotation over. There's the defensive smoke deployed.
Yeah, coming out there, it's Nertz. Jorbaretta's to the head of JDC. He'll try and go for another one here, but it's going to be Mattis' job, and he'll have no problem in connecting 3 headshots. Sheer domination from G2 here on Inferno. Not even a spark from Big. Tabson at least sending a couple of kills through the smoke, but it is going to be map and series point for
Nertz
G2.
is in so much chaos and blinded and inside smoke. I feel like he just took his hands off the mouse and keyboard, and he's like, all right, well, I either die or I live, but I don't know what's going on anymore. Disorganized pistol round, but it's G2 coming out on top. Triple kill from Mattis. And that should seal the fate of Big. Footstep from Tabson.
He's giving it a go. Oh, now spotted. Having a fight. He's stuck in
Fair
first
play,
one. He's giving it a real good go. But finally, G2 get rid of Tabson. And it is series point.
Giving it a good go, and I think G2 also doing a good job of not giving him any of those chances to steal it away, right? Not giving him any of the 1v1s he was looking for whatsoever. So pistol round win. Nertz is just a nuisance. Stops them cold in their tracks. Look at all the attention turns into his direction. Makes it nice and easy for Mattis to slide through the smoke. Everyone focused on just one defender.
Tech-9s coming out. That's everything that Big have available. Tech-9s and some utility. And not a hope in hell. There's more like it from G2. Disappointing on the second map. Picking up the pace again. HeavyGod waiting inside of the pit, spraying away. Combined with nade damage, does a good bit, but receives a nade of his own, and Hunter only managing the one, have actually overwhelmed the site here Big, and of course, finding the way to fight in the last round here. A grenade, though, denies Grix his life, and now Favin must 1v2 to keep this game going. Otherwise, it is a 13-1 win for G2, and qualification into the playoff of the Esports World Cup, which is exactly where they're going, straight into the round of 16. G2 with a dominant close of the series, 13-1 over Big.
Yeah, that's a very emphatic statement victory. Congratulations to G2. Playoffs here at the Esports World Cup. What an incredible fashion in which they've done it. Just after that disappointing finish on Ancient, whatever talk they had between maps works beautifully because they come back in at a whole new level. Smiles on their faces. They didn't even break a sweat here in this third one. What's up, Mike? You're back.
I'm back. That one was quick. That one was swift.